Actually, let me see if I have a save slot. I don't really think I need to do this, but I'm going to do this anyway. Okay, chat, I need 2 names for characters. I'm going to input 2 of my own. I'm going to need 2 names from you guys. So if you guys want to put that in the chat. Let's see what we can...
Dr. Trollpool. I don't think that's going to fit into the space, will it?
Yeah, I should have mentioned you can only fit up to 6 characters in a name. So, let's see.
Well, there's Chris and there's Sonic. Otherwise, everything else is too long.
I can do that.
Then there's Died. Not sure which one you'll be going with.
Let's go with that one. That's going to be very thematic.
Glory Double Died.
And Diane.
I see L. Magus.
It will fit. He's been generous enough to help us out this morning. Work him into the run. Although, fortunately, not going to be seeing much of this character until very late in the run.
Sorry, L. Magus, we won't be seeing you until like the last 20-30 minutes.
So if you guys are all set, I'm going to start here. I'm actually going to let the opening cutscene play out, which is about 1.5 minutes tops. Then I'll start the timer. So I'll give you a heads up when the timer's ready to go. Go with that. Just to give you guys some context to this game. So as we can see, everything is perfectly fine right now. Oh geez. No, it's not. Nope, now there's just a lot of fire and screaming.
Oh, those are red souls. That's scary. Can't even run away from those.
Alright, here comes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Poorscythe.
Thank you. Well, this is not going well.
Yep, the very first battle at hand. Oh no, everyone's dying. Rip.
Oh, jeez.
So, fun fact about this fight here, if you were to cheat the game and give max stats to kill everything, you actually just end the game right there.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a video of it for the GBA version at the very least. So it's like, hey, yeah, you defeated the very first encounter and escaped, so no FF2 for you. You just finished the game already.
So I think we're at the body count of 4 so far.
Does it count if we come back to life, though? That's a big question.
I mean, I'm more concerned about the military commanders of Finn, discussing sensitive stuff over my corpse.
I mean, to be fair, dead men tell no tales. No, it doesn't play the credits. It just ends. Like, it just immediately gets shoved into the title screen. Okay, there.
Almagus is not here.
Unfortunately, Mike has died with it, and we couldn't help him. Well, he got captured actually, but who's counting?
So this is Princess Hilda, the current leader of Finn. There actually is a king, but he's been injured in that conflict. So she's currently in command here.
And here, this is a mechanic of the game where there's keywords that you need to learn, and Poorscythe learned the very first one, Wild Rose. He's going to be getting by with the absolute bare minimum number of keywords he needs, and here Poorscythe is buying some bucklers, 5 specifically. Then he's doing some menuing here, swapping out everyone's armor. Give everyone 1 buckler in their left hand and taking out their armor. So the mechanics in this game are a little weird in that armor is, specifically like heavy armor, is actually bad. One of the speakers.
And I'm going to have to apologize to the organizers here, because while I marketed this as an RPG when I was submitting it, it's honestly more of a boxing simulator. You're going to see me punching quite a lot of things on the way here. And I also took a safety save, because this game can get really brutal really quickly.
Yeah, this is one of those runs where you'll be dying at any point, so you'll be safe scumming a lot. Alright, Poorscythe's going to start off by leveling up his weapons, specifically his level in fists and his level in shields. So
yeah, this actually uses a skill leveling system rather than an actual experience leveling system for characters. So individual statistics and skills will level up, including magic, independently for each individual character. And there's no experience points from any monsters or anything like that.
Yeah, you actually gain experience based just on how many actions you do in a battle, so... Oh, am I a little louder? Sorry, I'll talk a little farther away. So basically how the experience works for this game would be, every time you do an action, you would gain experience. With just like a formula for it, it's 10 plus the rank of the monster you attack, plus how many actions you do, plus 1, minus the level of your skill. That's only for melee weapons and shields, though. And there's also another part, which is that you don't gain any experience at all if your weapon level is greater than the number of actions and the monster's rank plus 1. So in order to actually gain experience, you need to do a certain number of attacks in a fight. So right here, Poorscythe was level 1 earlier, now he's level 2. So in order to level up anyone, he needs to get 2 turns in for a character to get any experience, which is a very strange mechanic to the game.
I should mention I'm attempting a step route on this run, which means that I will be taking additional steps at some predetermined points throughout the run to try to shift encounters to a safer zone where either I'm not going to get them in an encounter or if they happen to fall under a town.
Mm-hmm.
Counter is 256, very similar to FF4, but unlike FF4, this game always starts on the same seed, and there is only 1 seed.
And also the seed gates, also the RNG gets saved with the save file. So even if you save and reset, you'll still get the same encounter in the same exact spot. Well, you'll get an encounter in the same exact spot. It'll be a different encounter though, because that's time-based or something. Well, it's not time-based. It's just that one's more of like a starts out time-based maybe, and then it gets shifted based on stuff.
All right, that was the last encounter before I get to the Prince Scott in the back room of this bar. So I speak the Wild Rose key term to that bartender, and he knows that I'm with the Resistance, as that is that's the symbol of the Resistance that I've... This is Prince Scott of the Cashuan Kingdom. Another casualty of the war.
Also, Prince.
We're talking to him here, and he's giving us important information that someone turned traitor on the rebel side. Specifically, he mentions Count Borgin.
And there goes our next casualty. Now we're at 5 to the body count now. Rip.
Yeah.
Alright, so before leaving, Poorscythe's going to be taking a few more steps, and then he's going to leave so that he'll skip another encounter here. That's right.
And I'm also very judiciously saving because on that run all the way over to get to Scott, I had no healing items.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to make sure my characters did not die, because if they died, that would necessitate a reset.
Yeah, this game's very, very punishing with the RNG. Expect a lot of
As you
saves.
can see, as you can see early on, I'm having a lot of trouble running from monsters. I don't really want to run from them at this point anyway, because these enemies can give me money, and I'm going to be a little tight on me through the early portion of the run.
Yeah, so this is actually a reason why we level up our level in shields. So escape chance is actually just equal to your evasion in this game. Evasion is probably the single most important stat of the entire game, both casually and as speed run. It's actually two numbers. Evasion's weird in this game in that there's two numbers. There's an evasion number and an evasion percent. Unfortunately, we can't really level up our evasion number, which is how many times the number of dodges we'll get is calculated. So we'll be stuck at 1 dash something. Then the percentage will be getting up to like 90 something percent by the halfway point, more or less. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of grinding, but it's actually not a whole lot. In fact, it's probably like a very, very like low. Final Fantasy is kind of very low grinding.
So I'm hearing some comments in the chat about audio. How are the audio levels, guys? Let me know if I need to raise myself or lower either of us.
I think they were saying that I was too loud.
That can't be true. So when I saved Scott back in Finn, he left me with his ring. And that's one extra step I'm going to be taking then.
Oh yeah, this is always a really bad one. So the keywords here are always kind of trolling that. If you overmash, then you kind of miss out on the keyword, and then you take an extra step. And single steps are the worst things to recover from. Thankfully, the one step here is not going to make too much of a difference. You could just take 2 steps in the layered area instead of 3. Don't forget the dreadnought. The most important thing, don't forget the dreadnought.
Alright, now I get 2 extra steps. That's probably fine.
That's fine, just take 1 extra step later. Yep, there we go.
Snap.
So that is actually one of like the biggest things that runners tend to forget, which is the keyword dreadnought. If you forget that, first off, Poorscythe will be off the step route. Second off, bad things will happen because you have to come all the way back here and backtrack for like a few minutes to get that.
We're not going to do that, but I did take an extra 2 steps here, so now I'm over 4 steps, so but I'll be able to correct that for too long.
Yep, so just means you'll probably be getting an encounter outside here, but at least it's like the easier section.
Yeah, so now that Minwoo has joined my party, I can't rename Minwoo, unfortunately.
Yeah, 4th Prime members are the only characters you can't really rename. You can only rename that one 4th Prime member who, hey, we haven't seen him in a while. I wonder how he's doing. Looks like he didn't get an encounter.
So far, so good. Sitting at +4?
Well, it'll be +1 soon, so...
Yeah. Alright, I will try to turn down the commentator when I get a chance. Alright, so... The wrong ship.
Okay, good. At least Melmac is doing fine. I'm sure he'll be fine in like the next 2 hours before we see him. Alright, here we're going to Seven Falls. This is where all of the grinding in the game is going to be done. And that's right, all of the grinding will be done by the end of the second dungeon here. Well, I guess first technical dungeon.
2, 3, 2. Okay, just checking my levels.
Yeah, mechanics of FF2 are actually really weird. So I'm sure like people who play casually have like kind of found it weird in that you might have just got like fought some monsters, not getting a level, thinking, oh hey, okay, I might be over leveled. Then like fought some more enemies in the same place, like the same exact monsters, and be like, hey wait, I gained some experience. Where did that come from? So yeah, you don't. In order to gain experience, you first off, it's based on the rank of the monster. It's not really like levels per se, but like it's very similar. Every monster is assigned a rank number. It's no RNG to it. So these monsters here are all rank 1. There are some rank 2 monsters, which are the jellies, but those aren't killable at this point. They're too their defenses are too high. The way it works is that the way your levels calculate by just the experience is calculated by just the number 10 plus the rank of the monster plus the number of actions you take, or the character takes, plus 1 minus the level of the weapons. So in this case here, Poorscythe is leveling up his level in fists and his level in shields. He needs fists because fists are actually the strongest weapons early on in the game, surprisingly. You gain 8 points of attack per level for fists. So you already do more damage than like some of the other weapons, like swords and stuff, for like at least the earlier portion. And then later on, we won't be needing weapons anymore.
Well, also happen to be cost effective, as you don't have to pay anything for fists.
Yep, that's right. You don't need to pay anything for a fist. You're just born with them. The US 2? Oh, yeah, this is the Japanese 2. This is not the US 2. So this is Final Fantasy, like the actual Final Fantasy 2, featuring Firin, Maria, Guy, and not Final Fantasy 4 with Cecil, Rosa, Kane, and all that. Yeah, also, I mentioned way earlier on that we only gain experience if your rank, if the rank of your weapon is, if you like the rank of the monster plus the number of actions you take plus 1 is greater than or equal to the level of your weapons. So, these are green slimes. Yeah, these are the bad encounter. You can't actually kill those, at least not with our current stats. So, Poorscythe is running away from those. Thankfully, he got them later on where his shield levels actually is somewhat higher. Surprise! Everyone at 2 is a monk. Yep. We don't have the monk class.
For those that are watching, this is the PSP release that came out in 2007 in celebration.
Yeah.
It came out as part of the 20th anniversary celebration for the Final Fantasy I's 20th anniversary back in 2007. And actually, later this year, on December 17th, in fact, this game will be celebrating its 30th anniversary.
Oh, damn, is that old already?
Yeah. It's only been released in the West for maybe half of that time, but it will be 30 years old this year. Alright, I'm taking a little bit longer to grind on this just because I need some additional money. I should be okay at this point.
Mm-hmm. And I take it you're actually done with the grinding, or?
I believe I'm all set with him.
Yep. Alright, so
yep, everybody's off.
The magic numbers for the levels are just level 5 in fists and level 5 shields on everyone. There's actually some other routes where you can just put on shields on, put on double shields on the other characters since we're not using too much for melee, and that just makes it so you double experience. The game's kind of strange in that you can double experience for any weapon that you can dual wield, including shields, except for fists. You actually can't double your level. You can't double the experience in fists, which is extremely weird. This guy even died because in FF2 there's going to be a huge body count. So far, we're already at 5, and we're only in the first 15 minutes of the game. Right here. Oh, this is the actual grinding part. Okay, yeah. So this is how the grinding works. So Poorscythe threw everyone in the back row except for Ming Wu. You just need at least one person in the front row at all times. While characters are in the back row, they cannot be hit by physical attacks unless it's they can't be hit by physical attacks. They can only be hit by ranged or magic attacks. That's mostly true. You can't also punch yourself from the front row into the back row for some reason. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but like otherwise, the monsters will just completely ignore you with regular melee attacks. And to just level...
Stop it.
Yep. And she's level up.
Stopping to pick up a fire tome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that later.
Yep.
Let's do that.
The fire tomes are actually going to be for later. This is what we're grinding them for right now. We need to buy fire tomes for a few dungeons in the future. And this is actually like the big RNG of the game. There are some there are like some other things you can do to kind of reduce RNG, but those things kind of suck. It costs a lot of time to like to recover from not having enough money. Anyways, at this point, Poorscythe looks like he's leveling up some more. Just going to through everyone in the backward to does not take damage, and also he can't hit anyone with melee attacks as well. They'll always miss. He needs to get a certain number of hits in per character in order to get them experience. So it's not bad RNG that he's missing. It's actually intentional. He does not want to hit anything right now.
Yeah, think of these guys as target dummies.
It does work like Ellis. I guess it works like Ellis Gross probably, but the problem with FF2's thing is also that you don't. You have to like hit a specific number of times if your rank, the enemy's rank is too low. So, the game kind of tries to balance out like that way, I guess. But it also makes it so that you'll probably just be gaining experience at random points and not realize why, even though you won't be gaining experience at other times. It's a little bit weird in that respect, although it's like, kind of makes sense, kind of also annoying.
Alright, so this is going to be the longest grind fight that I have to do. I need to do 7 rounds of essentially dummy attacks with my back row characters. Currently on round 2. Now we're on round 3.
Also, a weird thing about this remake is that the experience numbers are actually lower for the experience numbers you need for leveling up is actually lower than in GBA. So if you're in GBA, I think you would be doing an extra fight here or there for the extra experience. Although I believe the notes also say that Nikki changed it so that you'll only go 2 fights with more hits in. That's like a weird little change they included, even though they already reduced the experience dramatically from the NES, no, the PSX version, well, NES PSX version to the GBA version.
So we're all set with this fight, and I'm going to need one more fight to get everybody to level 5 shields and unarmed.
Right.
Thankfully, there's one more fight left.
So that was just 7 hit. Now just need a 4 hit and then you're done. Here go lots of the grind fights. Final grind fights, hooray! And it's actually, thankfully, it's not a troll jelly. A green slime. That would be really bad.
Yeah, that would have been really annoying.
Another thing worth mentioning is that you could also just put on people could put on double shields just to kind of cut out animations, but the many times also makes the thing significantly harder.
Alright, everyone's got what they need. Just in time for the boss fight.
First boss fight of the game. So, this is just how the boss. This is how this boss fight's gonna work. First, I'm gonna take off the buckler on the right hand, on the left hand for everyone, and then store everyone in the front row. The characters also have a dominant hand and a not dominant hand, and thankfully, so far, everyone's just right-handed, so it's easy to remember. Later on, we're going to be getting a southpaw in the party, and that actually messes up a lot of people. Especially people who don't realize that one of our characters is a southpaw.
Yeah, died dishing out the damage here. 300.
Damn. Yeah, Guy's the best party member for melee attacks. That fight just went by very quickly because of the high levels. This is what we wanted to do the grinds for this fight and 2 more later on. This just destroy everything this early on. Alright, healing up, teleporting out. So the teleport here actually causes Ming Wu to lose almost all of his HP. The amount of HP he loses based on the level of the spell and Mimu only has level 1 teleport, so he loses 15/16 of his HP, so he only has 1/16 left. He's almost dead. Now that sounds like it's a bad thing, but it's actually a really good thing. In fact, we also would like Mimu to die right now. He's served his purpose. He's no longer needed. So the body count could go up by another 1 outside the story. I'll explain more about why we want Mimu dead when it happens, or if it happens, I guess. I guess best case scenario, he doesn't die and he just never get a back attack, but that's like very unlikely. Oh, there goes the ambush, and of course a miss.
It's hanging on like a real champ right now.
Yeah, Mimu, please just die already. We don't want you here.
Nobody likes you. Go away.
No, Mimu's useful. He's just useful. He's more useful when he's dead than when he's alive.
Yeah, we've actually exhausted his usefulness for the majority of this run at this point. We don't need him. Don't need his heals for the most part at this point, and it would be quicker for us, technically, if he died.
Yeah, very strange mechanic of the game makes it so that it's better when your character and the fourth party member is dead when they're alive.
I'm probably going to get an encounter here because I've got 2 steps up.
No, no encounter. It's a surprise.
Not yet. So here, I went through all of Summit Falls to pick up this Mithril, which is the first errand that the Rebellion has sent me on. They wanted me to pick that up because they were at a disadvantage in the war against the Emperor due to an equipment deficiency, so they wanted Mithril to try to sort of even the odds here.
Mm-hmm.
So once I have that, I take that back to that smith back in Altair, and then that triggers the next event in the story. So then they want me to go investigate this large airship called the Dreadnought that is rumored to be under construction at the moment.
And yes, teleport does take away HP. It's a very random mechanic they decided to add in. It's the amount of HP that gets taken away is just based on the level of the spell. It's just it's like 1/16. Yeah, it's like 1/16 basically. Mine like 1/16 per level you have. So 1/16 less per level. So if you're at level 1, you'll only be left with 1/16 of your HP. Level 2 will be left with 2/16, and so on until level 16. I guess you might not lose anything at all. I might be getting numbers wrong, but it's something like that. It's not important for the run. All we need is that Mimu's at low HP, and that's helpful for us. And surprisingly, in this run, we're going to be at a low HP count for the majority of the run.
So you could do quite a lot in this run with very little.
Mm-hmm. In fact, we're going to be ending the game with more HP than we have now, but not by a whole lot. And also,
It's one of the most interesting parts of this run, I think, is this just how much you can really execute with how little you actually need.
Yeah, it's actually.
So there goes Minwoo.
Poor Minwoo. RIP. For all your Bible dumps in chat for Minwoo. F for respect.
Play it, press F. Somebody get the counter going. I think we're at 6 now.
Mm-hmm. So this is the reason why we want Minwoo dead. So the party members in the back row, they actually don't take melee damage when they're in the back row. So if your front row character is dead and all the back row characters are alive, they're just not it's just going to shove directly to the next portion. They're all going to get shoved to the front row. So as you saw there, everyone suddenly ran up forwards, but all the attacks stopped. At this point, any ambushes that Poorscythe gets, it's just going to cause everyone to run up forwards to where Minwoo is, and then they can escape. They're not going to get any hits in unless it's a ranged attack or a magic attack, which at this point, there's only chances for ranged attacks, but they're not too risky at this point. Of course, after that happens, Poorscythe needs to throw everyone in the back row again. You're actually not allowed to have. I think in earlier iterations, GBA, I think starting is where you can, but in PSX, you can't actually have only a dead party member in the front row. You need to have at least one living party member in the front row at all times. Starting GBA, I think they just stopped caring, and then you can now put it in. Put living a dead prime member in the front with everyone else on the back row to just avoid getting any melee hits in on the very first turn of an ambush, or very first turn in general. Yes, we're just leaving him in the front row, like hiding behind Mingwu's corpse to survive, then running away, leaving it there. Yeah, we kind of just like tie a rope around Mingwu, and then every time he just catches up. It's totally fine. I'm sure he doesn't mind that we're just dragging his corpse around.
We've got a rope somewhere. It's carrying him.
Yep. Unfortunately, not an escape rope, though.
Well, I'm back on the step counter now. I was going to take some extra steps in that town where I talked to Sid. I should mention, this is the first game that features Sid as the pilot of, engineer and pilot of the world's only airship. So he offers his services to us if we stop and visit him in a town, and will offer us... So if we pay him some money, he'll transport us to a number of various towns and locations in the game. I don't have control of the airship this early in the run.
Yeah, so it costs money to actually.
And even the boats are on a fixed path to this point.
Aaron, say goodbye to Minwu.
Yeah, Minwu is gone, so we've lost our... Oops.
Yeah, he's kind of tired of getting just dragged around everywhere, so he just gets up and leaves.
His destiny lies elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
How many steps am I going to take here?
That's the next keyword that Poorscythe needs, which is the Goddess Spell.
Oh, I needed spells. I didn't get spells. That's going to cause problems.
Oh, right. Okay, so
Plus, I have
what the
plenty of
grinding
money.
was for. So Poorscythe's buying some magic here. Oh, damn, 13. Oh yeah, he did some extra grinding here, right? So Poorscythe managed to buy 13 Fire Tomes and 4 Blizzard Tomes. This part's a little RNG. You just need to make sure you buy 4 Blizzard Tomes minimum, and then everything else gets thrown into Fire Tomes. So because we kind of don't have much we can do in terms of fighting, this is how we're going to be fighting for a majority of the game. Just throwing magical tombs. The tomes are used for learning magic, but when you learn it at level 1 and have to level that up to get it stronger. If you just throw the tome itself, you throw a much higher level version of it. For fires, it's level 8. Oh, yeah, and there goes the step roots. Well, it's fine.
Yeah, press F for the step root. It's dead now.
Okay. Yes, you could potentially recover at Dreadnought with a 4406, but either way, it's not a big deal. So FF2 step roots actually kind of whatever. I think to be completely honest, I think that it's only really it's not really a huge deal. It's only like helpful if you know exactly where like all the encounters are, more or less. So basically, everyone except for Nikki really doesn't need to learn it.
Yeah, I'm way off of it at this point, so we're just gonna have to roll cat. And I can hopefully correct it at some point. So we'll add that to the body count for now, so that we'll make that 7.
F sent a chat for Stepbrute. That's body count's down to 7 now. Rip Stepbrute. The Stepbrute counts as part of the body count, right?
That was 2 steps I didn't want to take, but whatever.
Alright, so earlier on, the evasion was actually not so great, so escape chances weren't so good. Now that everyone is equipped with double shields, well, everyone except for Joseph has double shields, the evasion chance is now like, I think 60-70% for everyone. So you're very, very likely to escape within the your first round of escaping now. Later on, we'll be buying better shields to increase that further. So yeah, evasion percent is actually increased with shields. Heavy armor decreases evasion, which is why it's actually better to not wear heavy armor as opposed not like just be completely naked as opposed to wearing armor that increases defense.
You know, I've never actually counted how many people really die in this game. So I'm actually going to be curious to see what the body count is at the end.
Yeah.
I've got chat helping me out tracking it, so.
Oh yeah, we'll be finding out. We can find out probably soon. Let's see. I'm gonna guess like maybe like 20 something. Depends on, but it depends on like what you would count. Will we count monsters as well? Because we could also probably get up to like the hundreds of it. So. Oh yeah, there's another point of grinding. Forgot, I lied earlier. There's more grinding. So this is actually the. This is going to be like the last actual grinding part now. But this is for grinding for money and not grinding for experience. So there is a minigame in this game called, well, I don't know what it's called. It's the 16 puzzle, I think. No, that's 15 puzzle in FF1. Well, either way, it's a matching game. So Porta's going to be doing this one time first.
There she is.
Yep. It's going to take a while. It's pure RNG. So when you first load up this game, 32 layouts gets randomized. That one's completely random in that the 32 layouts are going to be completely random based on time. I'm pretty sure. I think it's seeded based on time. Not entirely sure on that though. All right, there we go. And there we go. Yeah, that's the puzzle. So we're just gonna just record the pictures here, and now he's going to skip over 32 puzzles. Yeah, only 32 puzzles get generated, and they get generated as soon as you enter. And yeah, they are all random. It's not like there's just 32 presets puzzles every single time, and you can just memorize them or like find a list and just copy that. You need to do the first puzzle, then skip 32, and then you'll get the same exact puzzle as before. So if we fill this out without a single mistake, you'll be getting a lot of money. You'll be getting like 10k gil plus an elixir, a cottage, and an ether. I think those are the 3 items you... No. I think just elixir, cottage and elixir. If you do well on the first one, which is completely luck-based, you could also get an ether, but that's not a big deal. This is the third time he's doing this now. Second time for the money. You also get more money if you do this faster. Then you get like a new record each time. So you would want to like get like you want to intentionally get like a slightly slower time for this first one, and for every subsequent one, you get faster and faster time. Alright, this is the third puzzle that Porta's doing. A fourth puzzle, but third time that counts. And that's all the money he'll be needing for the rest of the run.
So yeah, I was finding it really hard to like remember is where on the first one, but after that I've got everything all set.
Why is Patman one of the pictures? I'm guessing you're talking about Rickard. He's going to be appearing later on.
No, he's probably talking about the Dark Knight, who's actually a character in this game.
Oh, right. The Dark Knight.
Could be. Okay.
So this is why we needed the fire tomes. Oh, cool. And very first encounter as well. So at this point, I guess Poorscythe probably could kill these with fists, but that's not ideal at all. Rather than doing that, instead he's going to be throwing a fire tome on certain counters. So the counters in this game are really weird in that, okay, so your escape chance is just equal to your evasion chance. However, there are a lot of encounters in the game that have a preset flag that says you can't escape from this encounter. They're all presets, so we actually have a list of every single encounter that we can't escape from and how to deal with them. These ghouls here are perfectly fine, but earlier there was one with deadheads plus ghouls plus shadows. That's not escapable.
Yeah, this is the first area in the game that actually has like inescapable encounters.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to be like going through about 3 dungeons where we could be getting inescapable encounters, and we need fire tomes for all of those encounters. So that's just what the fire tomes are going to be used for. Here's another one. So far like 2. You've only gotten 2. That's not too bad. The rooms here have like a 50% chance, more or less. All the rooms are different, but the current rooms that Poorscythe's in have like about like a 30 to 50% chance of fire encounters. Yep. Oh, that's just 3 already.
This is honestly par for the course. This is the way all my practice runs have been going.
So to become Batman's parents. Wow. As you can see, the fire tomes just destroy everything. Just another strat that I think I'm the only one who will really go for, just because I want like finish runs as opposed to just getting good time now. But you can also teach fire to your party members. However, the strat is slower because you need to get 3 to 4 casts in, and every cast costs like 6 seconds. The animation time is very slow. Then coming up here, Poorscythe picking up a 5th Blizzard Tome. The 5 Blizzard Tomes are used for one boss fight. It's not just like a random arbitrary thing. We do need these for one boss fight here because the boss fight here is weak to ice. Everything else though, there's a lot of monsters surprisingly in this game that are weak to fire. It's like the best attacking element if you don't know what to go for. Obviously not everything is weak to fire, but fire is like the most common one. Another cool encounter. This is escapable, so just running away. And again, our escape chance is like 60% or something right now because our evasion is that high.
Everybody say hi to the beavers, you know, relaxing in this nice little hot spring over here.
No, they can't say hi to beavers. Only Guy can talk to them. I say goodbye to beavers, but they won't respond because only Guy can talk to beavers. Because apparently that's a thing in the game.
Yeah, Guy is actually like a simpleton in this. I mean, his character is he's a simpleton. He's not the most intelligent character, but he, I guess, to put it in Game of Thrones terms, he's the Hodor of the party. But he does come in useful in a couple key spots. Alright, so I'm going to save here. So if this is an ambush, it can go south.
Yeah, ambushes are also completely random, and that also boss fights can just randomly ambush you. The ambush chance is based completely on agility, so this turtle probably has like a decently high agility. Which is pretty funny considering it's a turtle. Yeah, this is just a boss strategy here. Just have everyone throw a Blizzard Tome, and then with 5 tomes it's dead. It's not even damage roll, it's just 5 turns no matter what. We did keep Ming Wu dead earlier to abuse just the fact that your prime members won't be getting hit, but right now we actually need him alive, surprisingly. We actually can't let Joseph die.
So that's okay.
Yeah, Adamantos is not a super boss in a lot of FFs. Like, he's not a super boss in 3, I know. I don't think he's super boss in 4 either. Not sure about 5, 6, or 7. I don't remember anything about 7.
I believe it's, for all I know, it might be a super boss in the upcoming 13-2 run that will be following this one.
15, yeah, 15 was, I think 15 also technically a super boss. I can technically destroy it with the ring as well.
Death count 8. I might be jumping the gun a little bit because Joseph, despite having 0 HP, is going to still be useful. And you guys, as you guys will see shortly. So we're all set here. I came in here to pick up the Goddess's Bell, which is an item I need to be able to access Castle of Kashuin.
Ouch, that's like 5 tomes now. Actually, 5 isn't too bad, I guess.
It's not good. Actually, no, they'll be fine.
Yeah, you still have like 8 if I count it correctly.
Actually, it's,
oh,
well, no, that's fine. I can cover this.
Yeah.
This will be fine.
Make sure you have the fists equipped, or I guess your shield's unequipped. Your fists equipped.
So I was supposed to. I was supposed to take off their shields before starting that fight, but I can still do that as well.
Yeah. So this
and
is
put them and put them in the front row, but if I just wait a turn, that'll happen automatically.
Yeah. This is why we wanted to move everyone to. This is why we want to teach everyone fists. One hit, one punch man from Guy. Guy is now
So
one.
that was the Count Borgin that betrayed us earlier.
Character isn't dead as long as you possess a corpse. Yeah, that's exactly how it works in Final Fantasies. Once the corpse is gone, well, rip, they're gone forever.
Oh no, they found Joseph's one weakness Oversized boulders. Why did it have to be oversized boulders?
Don't worry, you can bring it back to the Phoenix Down.
Did I buy those yet? Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot, you're right. No Phoenix Downs, rip. If only you had spent a little bit of money on that instead of fire tomes.
I even walked into the shop by accident.
Yeah, wow, you're a terrible person. You just kill all of it just to go fast.
So, press F. Pay respects for Joseph.
Yeah, body count's at 8 now.
I don't think he's coming back from that one.
Yeah, maybe if we brought a Phoenix down later, we come back. So escape, the encounters on the way back are actually just all fleeable. In general, just before the cyclone hits, all encounters on the overworld, except for like one section, are a few sections. Yeah, up until like the halfway point of the run, like all encounters on the overworld are just escapable. So you could just escape them, no problem. Don't even need to think about it. Side dungeons, though, it's going to be a little bit different. No, you can't action cancel to level up in this version. You can only do that in the PSX version, and I think maybe the Wonder Swan as well. They got rid of it in the remake, so starting GP8 that's no longer available.
I might actually be close to the step count.
Yeah,
That was one tile later than I was supposed to get one.
Yeah, there's you need to get 14 steps there, so that was helpful. Well, we'll find out soon enough. I think you went out in and out of town like 2 extra times, so you need like 4408. So this is what all the money is going to be used for. It's for selling the 3 elixirs for the money and the cottages as well. Poorscythe's here to buy. Oh, it's a longbow, long story. That probably would have been helpful for the fire tomes. Oh well.
Yep.
Poorscythe,
Minor mistake.
Poorscythe's buying some Phoenix Downs, a few status effect items for like removing status effects later. Maiden's Kiss, Golden Needle, crosses, mallets, some high potions, a lot of high potions actually. Some eye drops. That's about it. The Phoenix 10 and the step roots. Then he's going to go over to the shop here, and now we're buying the most overpowered spell in the game, Teleport. Also getting some warps, and probably want to get some life as well. Well, Pilate.
Yeah, I'm not used to buying life, so I'm just gonna pass on that one.
And
Could prove useful, but I don't strictly need it.
yeah, life just like a useful spell. Life's actually very overpowered in this version because you can bring back your entire party with one cast.
So that was why I did all the mini-game grinding earlier, so I could buy a bunch of tomes and a bunch of high potions.
Poorscythe does need to restock up later on, but for now he's fine. 99 is really good for like probably the majority of the run.
It should carry me through the whole run, I think.
Possible. Well, I mean, it depends all on RNG. I've definitely lost more than 99 by like before what you call it. Yeah, I've actually lost. I've had one run where I actually had such bad luck I lost all of my tomes before I went into Palamecia. Alright, I should probably explain some more mechanics, but for spells, spells will have like a base, some sort of base accuracy. Then then you add on for block magic you add on intelligence, and for water magic you add on your spirit. That's just your accuracy for that spell. And spells also deal a certain number of hits. So you may notice that for melee weapon, for fist earlier, when you hit, you'll get a bunch of hits in at once. But for magic, it's the same exact thing with magic as well, except that magic doesn't actually show a number. So all you can do is guess how many hits you got in. But for spells like fire, we're doing tome, so we're casting fire 8. But for spells like fire, it's just the game will calculate 8 different casts with the base accuracy for the spell plus your intelligence stats. Then however many hits you get there, it'll then take the enemy's magic evasion stat. So you calculate how many evades they get with magic. Then you'll get a number there, and then you add on the level of the magic back on. So you get a maximum of 16 hits with a level 8 fire spell. But you can also get there's also a chance that you can get like no hits in if the enemy can evade like 8. Oh wow, the one goblin.
I've seen that one in a while.
I've actually never seen the Goblin Prince one. I think I've seen goblins before though. Yeah, this is oh nice, 7 and 8. All right, this is why we want teleports. Look at how overpowered that is. You just get rid of everything with a few teleport casts. Oh yeah, but just to explain more on magic, since there's going to be like a lot happening here. For magic, yeah, for regular spells that do damage, you calculate based on just how many hits the level plus, the level, how many hits you can maximum. Just calculates how many hits based on that. Takes out the enemy's number of dodges, and then you'll just get you add on the level again, so you can get 2 times the level of hits in. And then there's also another mechanic, which is that resistances and weaknesses in this game work just by setting numbers. It just cuts out the RNG of the evasion. If a monster is weak to a spell, so for example, there's a lot of monsters weak to fire. Those things, instead of calculating all that, you just do 16 hit. We'll just get the maximum number of hits. So with fire 8, we're doing 16 fire hits in. If a monster resists, though, the part that gets calculated, it just sets to 0. So if a monster is resistant to fire, with fire 8, we only do 8 hits maximum, and that's before it calculates the monster's evasion as well. So do you have anything you want to add?
It's a brutal Cashuan.
Yeah, this is... Wow. Yeah, Kashuan here this room has like a 20% chance for fire tomes. So getting 2 already is really bad.
You guys might want to hold on your respects, because I believe Gordon is one of the few characters that might actually survive in this game.
He might survive. Okay, yeah, he does survive.
He survives in the story, but he's going to be a useful punching bag for a couple spots.
Oh yeah, he's definitely good for just drag around with a dead corpse. Alright, so earlier on I was talking about that was for regular attack magic. There's also just different mechanics, slightly different mechanics for auxiliary magic, which is what teleport is. So for auxiliary magic like teleport, you don't do the second you don't do like a second portion of it where you just add on a level. You only do the calculations for like the number of hits you get and the enemy's evasion. So with level 8 teleport, which is what we get from during teleport tomes, you can only get a maximum of 8 hits. Now again, if the monster is weak to matter elemental, which is what teleport is, then you just get 8 hits and the monsters cannot evade at all. So chance, but there are no monsters weak that are weak to matter, at least not the ones we are dodging or we need to kill.
I have to remind myself to say before the next boss.
Right.
And change rows and everything.
Oh yeah, that is a very big deal.
As long as I save, I can fix anything pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Good Gordon.
So Gordon is going to be napping for a little bit.
Alright, also just on top of what I said earlier about auxiliary magic, if a monster is resistant to matter elemental, that means they'll get 0 hits with teleport in, and with auxiliary magic, in order for it to land, you need to get at least 2 hits in on the enemy. So with level 8 teleport, the accuracy is it's pretty good early on. Later on, it'll be pretty bad. So we won't be able to really like.
All right, now he's back.
And so we'll be able to battle later on. Okay, so this is a Fire Soul fight. And this is a big fight that we need this for. We can't really get around this.
He's immune to teleport, and he absorbs fire.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, our only other option is to punch him.
Actually, not only is he, he's not really resistant. I think he actually he absorbs all elements. So he absorbs fire, ice, lightning, poison, matter, and the other one, whatever that was, mine. Every single element in the game. The only magic you can use on him, I believe, are Ultima, Flare, and Holy, and we have access to none of those spells. So instead, we'll be punching him. There we see we'll be getting a few hits in. Wow. Oh, there's no back attack. Nice. So the back attack, the Fire Soul kills everyone in just like almost everyone in just one spell cast. So here, Double and Died are gonna die. Oh, Double's alive. Or I mean, Died's alive. There you go, and he's down. Nice. This is actually a very, very troll encounter. You definitely can. I definitely will not want to go into this without saving unless you're like doing world record attempts. Alright, came all the way here for Eagle's Torch. This is so that we can go get the Sunfire and destroy the airship later. Right, we're equipping all the bucklers. That is very important because not having bucklers puts our evasion back down to like 10% or something, 10 or like even single digits. Vampire Thorns, not bad.
Okay, we're okay.
Right, got the Eagle's Torch for this. Now we're ready to leave.
Yeah, it's not the best design because you have to go through the dungeon, then you warp out,
Go back in and get the fire.
and then you have to
warp
go
out.
right back in to go grab that. They couldn't just give it to you in one step or anything. So here a little cutscene plays out. The Dreadnought is alive and well. I was tasked with killing, or with stopping the construction of it, but unfortunately the construction finished before I could reach it.
Also, here's a Chocobo. This is the first Final Fantasy that had Chocobos, I believe.
This is the first and only Chocobo in this game. Yes, and as Kaz said, this was the first game in the series to actually feature the Chocobo.
How is your...
There's a lot of firsts in this game.
How are your steps?
Let's see.
Are you back on Stepford?
Probably not. No, I'm well over that at this point.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're just gonna go with it.
Although you're only ahead by like 12. So you might be able to catch up at some point.
I'm gonna be close.
13
but I'm
now.
not gonna be there yet.
Yep. You're over by 13, so you might be able to catch up at some point later on since there are a lot of steps you'll be taking. Or you can give this guy the pass and let him know that, hey, we're allowed to be... Sort of.
If you try to talk to him with like a term like the keyword of the resistance, then he'll actually attack you.
Can you defeat him? I mean, if you defeat him, will it count?
That I have no idea.
Yeah, I know I tried the other thing where you asked me about where you kill the guys in the room, and I found out that they actually don't disappear. They just stay there.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's too bad. I was actually really quick too, so I was thinking it might be useful, but yeah, unfortunately, it just doesn't work at all.
All right, so now we've boarded the Dreadnought because it had to resupply at this location over here.
Also, again, all the counters are just all either teleports or fires or escapes. This gas here is just a teleport. Thankfully, these guys are not resistant. Yeah, we're not resistant to matter elemental.
Or fire.
I'd say that the newer versions are probably better, just because in the older versions you need to attack like 100+ times in order to level up any single skill. Well, it's basically similar to GBA. GBA is the same as PSP, except that PSP has better graphics. There are very little differences between GBA and PSP, so yeah, if you want to get a version to play casually, PSP is probably the best.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't fix many of the issues that the original game had, but it makes it's better balanced.
Yeah,
for sure. At least for casual, especially for casual play.
Yeah. To be fair, I never really played it casually. I just went into the speed run.
I tried to play... First time I ever played it was the Origins release on PS1, and I think I got about as far as Deist before I was rage quitting.
Can't say be surprised. You're probably only like, what, level 2 or 3 in any skill.
I'm picking up a Thief's Glove to add some agility to my characters.
So agility just used in order to prevent ambushes. Agility, I don't see like an agility formula anywhere online, but all we know is that more agility you have, the less you are to get pushed. I don't think it has anything to do with turn order, although it could be wrong. Oh wait, no, it does, because agility, 1 point of agility is also 1 point evasion, so it does help in that respect. I believe evasion also counts for turn order. 100% on that. There's so little information on FF2. And there's that one mine being really trolly. And teleport is still a percentage-based thing, so there are times where you could get into like one encounter and take like 10 turns. I think Worth of Gone was like 18 turns on an encounter with like a captain and magicians in the overworld. That was so sad.
So what you'll often see me doing is, if I get ambushed, or if I have my fourth character alive and then he dies, at the end of a combat round, all my characters are shoved forward automatically to the front row, which makes them vulnerable to front row melee attacks from enemies. And in general, it makes them much, much more vulnerable. So I don't want that where possible.
Damn, that was like 4 coin flips you missed out on.
So if I get shoved into the front, I'm basically going to have to take a menu to put them back in the back row.
Yeah, but thankfully, you also don't get any melee animations. So, worst case scenario, someone will be using magic or range, but usually just like they'll just not attack because they can't melee you.
Double checking their back row again. Over the course of a long run like this, it's very easy to forget to put somebody in the back row after an encounter, and that can be really, really detrimental if you make a dumb mistake.
Yep. That's like probably a very, very common mistake, forgetting to re-equip shields after Red Soul. I've done that way too often.
Putting shields on, forgetting to put people in the back row, healing people at certain key points.
And it's going risky.
Many ways.
Yeah, I'm going risky.
The game can really punish you for being just a lot of ways the game can punish you for making mistakes. That's why you're going to see me being very cautious and safe scummy.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most safe scummy Final Fantasies. Well, actually, I'm not so sure about that, but at least it's. I remember seeing Final Fantasy Legend earlier in this run in the marathon. That seemed pretty safe scummy as well, but at least those it seems like the resets are much faster than FF2s.
So here, my guys are actually in the front row from a previous fight, which is a mistake on my part, but this is probably not going to cost me too much in this fight. But now I gotta fix it. Make sure I don't do that again.
Thankfully didn't get a punish.
And we'll just take a save for that. We'll just take a save for the heck of it. Easiest way to save time, especially if you're doing this, is just to not... It's just to save in general. You can abuse the ability to save anywhere in this version of the game.
Yeah.
Which is also present in the GBA version, and it's a very handy feature for getting through this run.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you only can't save come in like the NES version, and so it's not a big deal. Well, I guess you need to notice that route perfectly, but this area here looks like chances of getting fire totem counters like 20-30%. So, was that your last one?
Nope, I still have like 3 more.
Oh,
I think.
Okay, good. So RNG's not being too bad at the moment, although that could few floors.
I did have quite a lot of money though, so I could take a couple more.
Yeah, it's probably better just to go with what we had. 15's already quite a bit. Although like getting to the point where I had to use 11 fire tomes is a huge time loss.
I had a run yesterday where I was out of them almost instantly on the Dreadnought.
I remember that one practice attack. Oh, I only had like 9 fire tomes. Did I go with the safer strat of teaching fire, and ended up only needing 9 anyways, even though the first dungeon I used 8 of them. It's like, why? Only 1 fire tome Dreadnought.
Alright, we're on the final floor now of Dreadnought.
Yeah, these are the guards we were talking about earlier, where if you talk to them, you'll get into an encounter, but even if you kill them, like, they're still gonna be standing there. So it's like, if you want to grind money, okay, you can do this here, but you can't actually, like, get a shortcut to the room you need to go to. You need to run around.
I honestly have no idea where I am in the step count right now. But it's not really going to stop me anything. I can probably figure it out at some point, but
I think you only took the 13 extra steps earlier.
oh, I left myself in the front row again. This is the punishment you get if you do that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, these guys are runnable.
Okay, good. 2 survived. That was close. Still like it was still like almost 50-50, like 60% chance for these. So that wasn't in any way guaranteed. I believe that's the encounter you would normally have gone at the very end.
6, 7, 8, 10, 15. Okay, I'm currently at 15 since my last encounter. Let's see if I can surround.
I think it's 14 actually. I might have miscounted.
No, I counted 15.
Did you count go? Oh yeah, I ignore counting the door. Wait. Yeah, wait. The door doesn't count as steps though, so I think that's fine. I don't know. Step
Actually, it's not going to matter here because I'm going to go right into a cutscene in the town, probably. So to recap the story while this quick cutscene is playing, I mean, we were tasked with destroying the Dreadnought. We weren't able to stop it before it was actually active, so once it got active, it went on a bombing run and also captured the princess. So we actually, once it had to land to resupply, we were able to board it and rescue the princess. And then we also had to go into Kashuin to obtain the Sunfire, which is what we had to toss into it to blow up the engine. And now you are caught up. So that was the previously on FF2. Body count hasn't gone up in a while.
Yeah, that's a good sign, bad sign. And don't forget the mythical shields. That's one thing I always forget. You would normally take like 4 steps here, so that's another 4 steps you can save.
Yeah, we should be getting closer back to the actual step count.
Yeah, oh, castle dice. Ooh, dice gonna be a little weird. You only take like 40 steps there or something, and that's gonna be weird to count.
If I counted carefully, I could get it right on the ocean. I could just take an extra 2 encounters on the ocean to reset it. Just have to count it very carefully, and I have to know where I am first. Yes, this is an actual PSP that I am playing on. Oh, there's another body count.
Yeah, Rip the King. We're at like what now? 9, 10?
I think that's 9 if we include 1 for the step route.
Yep. Rip King dies with a step route. Sometimes he'll have a step route in heaven. Yeah, this is actually a PSP. There are cables for PSPs to record with.
These are component cables. For those of you that will. I get that, and I gotta buy fire tomes.
Yep. So the mythical shields here are just an upgrade so that we can vision. This upgrades our vision up to like bumps our vision up to like 90% or something for all our characters. So we now have like an almost guaranteed escape within the first round. So no longer a coin flip, unless you have like some weird coin that for some reason gets like heads 90% of the times. Also more fire tome for the rest of the run. We couldn't buy this earlier because we couldn't access the puzzle until just now. But now we have all this money, we can buy as many fire tomes as we need. So of course I bought it like I think 50, 60-ish maybe.
For fire tomes, I just maxed it out.
Oh,
I
okay.
have plenty of money.
Yeah. I probably won't have like enough fuel for like 40, 50 with whatever route I'm using.
So we go back to the port town, and the ship's actually not here. But thankfully, there's a nice, helpful NPC that's willing to give us a ride on their own boat.
Yeah, totally not a trap or anything, right? Very legit.
Not one bit. What a nice lady.
Yeah, right? It's letting us go on her ship for free. He knows we're trying to save the world. Of course she'd help.
Oh, come on now.
Oh no, they're pirates. Who would have thought?
Why does this always happen? No, you just trust someone blindly. They take advantage of you.
So this fight's just throw 3 fire totems and we're done. What best case scenario, you could kill these guys all with just 2 fire totems, although I've never seen that happen before. Next best thing would be to kill them with 3 and not having them all died one time, so we don't get the animation. That I've seen one time. I've actually got that one time ever, and I've never seen it ever again.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with these pirate sprites. They are not the greatest sprites.
I think they based it off Guy. Right, there we go, Layla joins. You just try to kill us and now there's something like, oh hey, you guys spared us, so we'll help you. So Layla has some nice stuff equipped on her. We're going to give her mythical shields first off. Then we're going to go ahead and give... Well, first off, everyone mythical shields. Then we're taking Layla's gold hairpin and giving that to Furion, or Glory, because that has plus 10 agility as well. So now Glory has plus 20 agility from all of his armor. Besides that, I think Layla just... Oh, I think he kept on her armor, which is something I usually take off. It's not a big deal or anything. It was a coin flip to decided. Yeah, they just decided to like throw a few coins.
5. So according to my count, I'm at 14 steps over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I got earlier as well. 14 steps, so you could fix that at Diced Castle, but trying to figure out how to get 14 with the 50 steps there is kind of weird.
I'll figure it out in the after this. But
So Tropical Island is really nice in that every single encounter here is escapable.
yeah, this is the freest dungeon there is in the entire run, which is very nice.
Yeah, so you don't even need to think about this here. You just escape right away, which is nice, so that you don't need to like add on the reaction time.
The question's if Maria is gonna take a nap along the way.
Mm-hmm. So is Layla ever gonna die? No ambushes at least, that's nice.
Yeah, she's gonna die. The only question's when.
Or you get really unlucky and all the monsters. Have fun with those 6 jelly encounters that misses like 3 times and it still survives after the 3rd hit.
Can only escape her fate for so long.
Yeah, actually, just when I get here, I would just teleport once, just so that Layla just like dies in 1 hit. I'm not sure if it really help out or not, but at least like she dies faster.
So I'm here to pick up a key item called the Black Mask. It's one of 2 key items. I will need to be able to reach another key item.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it yet at this point in the story. This is kind of an optional point where I can branch off a little bit. But it's convenient to get it out of the way right now.
And then we're at the next boss fight again, and guess what we're doing? Oh wow, and kind of right before the boss.
It's good though, because now I'll save. Just in case. I've had these guys troll me once or twice.
Yeah, guess what we're doing? Teleport homes.
Yeah. How super convenient it is that boss fights can be teleported away.
Nice, 3-1. Also, it looks like Layla didn't get hit at all, so that's pretty funny. Or I guess you can hit much.
Yeah, she is surprisingly healthy right now.
And there we have it, Black Mask. Now we need to go and get the other mask, the White Mask. all the way in Dice Cave. Wait, no. We're not getting that yet. No, we're getting something else in Dice Cave.
So after I get out of there, let me just see this quick. Check my...
Alright, so welcome to
Yeah.
Dice. This is a really terrible... Oh, that's overstepping. Oh well.
I'm going to do this to overstep and correct myself.
Ah, okay.
This is the one area where I really don't want to be off the count if I can avoid it.
Oh, so we came with a backup here. Oh, I see.
71. Go 100. Am I at? 108. 100's on 71.
Oh, you're
45.
doing a thing where it's at 256 and then leaving. See?
174 steps. Okay, so I need to be at 278, 282.
So the ocean has a very, very low encounter rate. In fact, with the exception of like rooms where you just can't get encounters, it's probably the place with the absolute lowest encounter rate. So just taking extra steps here is actually not a bad call. Especially since it's only like about 10, like 1 second for 10 steps, and the step route actually loops around. Encounters loop around for every 256 steps. So if we just take like 25 seconds to go around to skip a few encounters, it's actually kind of worth it. Although, actually, I've never seen anyone try doing that before, so this is new. It's too much math.
Right.
Like no one really wants to skip 256 steps.
I've never been that far off in my count, so if I'm correct, I should be right back on my count now. Should get an encounter shortly before entering Beast Cavern.
There, is that correct? Or is it off at like 1 or something?
It's close. If it's close, that's okay.
Yeah, you'll be taking more steps in here anyways, and that one's a lot easier to tell.
Should be closer than I was before. But I basically just cycled up. I took a bunch of extra steps, and I did it on the ocean because it has a low encounter rate.
Yeah, so we're going inside Dave's cave for one item, and it's just the pendant. The pendant is used for talking to wyverns, so we kind of need that just to talk to a wyvern inside the castle.
This is one particular. Yeah, this is just one particular area of the run where I would prefer to be much closer to the step count, if not on the step count, because it could be very painful otherwise.
Yeah, the rooms in this, there's actually a 0% chance of fleeing any encounters in this room. Based on my calculations, there's a 35% chance of fire tomes encounters and 55% chance for teleports, and also a 5% chance for resetting. So saving here is actually kind of a good idea. This is actually the one dungeon, first dungeon where you'll be seeing a lot of save scumming, and the chance of like not having to save scum is just extremely low.
If I don't get an encounter here entering... Okay, that should be good. Hope that's right.
Seems good to me. Although not like I know the step route as well as you do.
Implying that I know it well as well. It's kind of newish to me. I've been probably only practicing it for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I've only been looking at like a few encounters here and there. So I only know is like the last, if you take like 11 extra steps here, you can actually shift all the encounters over in like a more favorable position, but then you have no leeway at all for the last, for like the entire dungeon.
Alright, taking a much more extra steps here to stay on the count.
Oh, you take him in here? I guess it's technically faster, but Nikki always uses the other place for setting up.
Yeah, this is based on a route by a runner known as Nikki Noel, who currently has the world record in the category for this.
She's basically like the best FF2 runner.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Right now,
Shoutouts to her.
right now she has like world record in the. Yeah, she has world record in the PSP version. She technically doesn't have the world record in GBA anymore, but that's only because of bad luck on the final boss fight. Japanese runner MSK actually beat her time in the Japanese version. Then she's also world record holder of the PSX version, which is a lot different from this one. And I think she wants to do the NES version as well, get world record in that.
Okay. Yeah, her current world record for this category, I believe, is a 226. My PB is just a 244. So she is far and away the best runner of this category right now.
Yeah. Why do people keep 20? Yeah, we kind of keep that a secret, so shh, don't tell them. Kind of Layla know, or else she'll leave us. We kind of need her dead.
Alright, you're going to definitely see me saving a lot here because the encounters can be very, very trolly.
Yes, on this floor here, there's a 20% chance that Poorscythe will be getting into encounter. Can't actually escape or kill, so you'll have to reset for that. Right now, this is a good one, just fire tomes, but yeah, chances on this floor.
I mean, I could technically kill them, but more likely they're going to kill me.
Yeah.
It's going to waste a bunch of time.
Yeah, so I'll explain them as soon as they come up, but Yellow Souls are, it's a bane of the speedrun.
There they are.
Oh, there we go, Yellow Soul. Yeah, this is the bad encounter. A Yellow Soul. You may have seen, you may remember the Red Soul from earlier. Yeah, that one we killed with fists. And guess what? The only way we can kill that, there's actually a few ways you could technically kill the Yellow Souls, but you kill Yellow Souls here by just because we can't really like kill them reliably, we just reset for those. It's actually much more worth it than killing them. The only ways we can kill them are either to punch them, which they also have a very high ambush rate, so we're very likely to lose a ton of time just from all the fire animations. So they absorb every other element, so we can't teleport them. The only thing we do is just really reset for them. And then we'll be feeding more red souls as well, and those can't be killed at all. It's just way too much time lost to kill any of those. Yeah, this is like this is where the save scumming starts. There's nothing we can do about this. The next best thing I've seen possible to do would be to like buy Holy, which is a null elemental spell in this game, but that does very little damage and it costs a ton of money. And even if we teach it to party members, it takes like 2 casts to kill them. It really sucks. This room is the worst one. It's 30. Well, this and the next room are the worst ones. It's a 35% chance of getting Yellow Souls. Yep, there we go, Yellow Soul. 1 out of 3 chance of every encounter being yellow here. So yeah, it's just gonna be a save scumming. And for these floors as well, for this D3 floor, it's also Hill Keys as well, which this is the next best thing. We want to teleport tome these. There's a 35% chance of these as well. So 1 out of 3 chance for teleport tomes, a 1 out of 3 chance of resetting, and then the very rare 1 out of 3 chance of escaping. So what happens when you break roll order and revive the dead?
You might have seen me reset one of these earlier. I reset on the previous floor because I walked in the wrong direction and added steps that I didn't want us to add.
Yeah, keeping step roots your heart. Although there's only 2 steps here, you're pretty much on step roots, so.
Yeah, I'm either on it or I'm within 2, and that's fine.
More Yellow Souls, of course. So that's 2, 4, 3, I think, right? 2, 4, yeah, we're on 3 now. Oh, lucky. Okay, that's the Revenant encounter. So the Revenants are the escape from. Where they go and get teleported?
Where do they go when they get teleported? That's a good question.
Well, I'm pretty sure in the last Final Fantasy Relay, we established that they teleported all the way to the Void, where X-Step is. They teleport them all the way to FF5.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay.
Nice, 2 Revenants.
Yeah, maybe they get sent to the trap rooms that you can run into.
That makes a lot of sense too. Like the trap rooms that
Which
have.
is why they have such an high encounter rate.
Yeah, they're all here for revenge. How dare you teleport me away?
So for those of you that aren't familiar with this game at all or casually, there's a lot of dungeons that feature multiple doors that enter rooms that you can enter, and in most cases they're a dead end. And as soon as you enter them, it's basically a trap room where you get an encounter.
It's like an 80% chance or something for an encounter there. It's so dumb.
Which is one of the reasons why this can be considered a terrible casual game. Because if you want to explore, it really punishes you for exploring.
Oh, 3 in a row. Cool. Thanks, game.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just a reminder, these are 1 out of 3 chance of yellow souls, and resetting does shift the RNG over, so this is just terrible luck. 4. Okay. Wow. Thanks, FF2.
This is pretty standard. Not usually 4 in a row, or 5 in a row.
Wow. 5 in a row. Yeah,
this is unusual.
It is still better to, like, save some for this one. Well, I mean, at this point...
There we go.
But, oh, finally, yeah. This is just a pure RNG thing. It's normally not this bad. You only get 1 out of 3 chance, so this is just absolutely garbage RNG. Then no encounters in this room if you're on a step route. Yep, there we go. Now, this starting here, the rooms are fine. There's only there's 0% chance of yellow souls now, so yeah, at this point, there's no chance of yellow souls. Just worst case scenario, you need teleport.
Taking a safety save just in case boss is a troll.
Yeah, bosses could troll very easily, especially with chimeras.
That's very much a theme of this game. I have seen far worse marathon luck than this, so this doesn't faze me. It's annoying for sure, but there's really nothing you can do about it, so you just roll with it.
Yep. So here, just again, teleport. The chimeras also are RNG in that you have anywhere from like 1 to 4 chimeras here.
I could technically fight yellow souls if I could get a preemptive and maybe there would be 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, they only have 6 HP, so you could just like melee all of them. But the problem is that, yeah, the ambush rate's just too high. It's too risky. And it's like, with all the animations you need to sit through, if there's a lot of them, it's just not worth it unless it's like somehow get lucky. So here, there we go. Now step root's back. We brought back the step root. Hooray!
Step root, but now we have to just survive these ogre mages.
The teleport accuracy is about 50% plus your spirit, but the game's calculations for it are different, so we don't know what the chances of teleporting are really. No one's calculated them. The way accuracy for teleport works is this. Teleport tomes, when you throw them, is teleport 8. So the game will will do 8 checks for the accuracy. So it'll check, so it's like around a 60% chance each one will be, actually no, it's a multi-hit, so it's around 30% chance per teleport. I'll check 8 times, so it's on average like about 2.4 hits. Then it checks the enemy's magic resistance, and their magic evasion, and then they'll get however many evasions. So it also has like evasion of 3-40%. That'll be 3 dodges for 40%. They could get like 1.2 on average. So it'll subtract add out. So if you get an average for there, it'd be like 2. If you get like 2 hits in and the enemy dodges 1, you only get 1 hit in. That means you don't land you don't land the teleport. You need to get at least 2 hits in with the teleport in order to get the teleport in. So right now the accuracy is fairly high, maybe around like 50%ish more or less. Later on, there are some really bad encounters. In fact, the next boss is a really bad one. I tried calculating it based on some numbers. I think it's around 15% for the teleport. So yeah, it's a very bad boss.
Are you trying to teach these people math? A little early in the morning.
No, accuracy doesn't increase with spell level. The thing is that with the spell level increases the number of hits you do instead, so you get an extra check. So a teleport 8, so a teleport 8 would be 8 checks for like 30% because it's a multi-hit. If you did a single hit with a regular cast at level 8, well, you get double the accuracy because it's no longer multi-hit, so it'll be like 60% or something, and it'll be 8 hits. If you get in level 9, it'll be 9 hits for 60%. So on. So if you level up teleport, which is actually a strat I've been trying to like work around with, see if that helps out, you would have a much higher chance with a single target than you would with a teleport tome.
Alright.
Yeah, if you teach teleport to your characters and then have like get that up a lot, that's actually really, really helpful. And casual will be really good, but leveling up takes quite a bit of time, and you need to, in order to be more accurate, you need to deal with like a single target as opposed like early on.
Come to me, glory. Scene's too good to mash through. It's my favorite dialogue screen in the entire game. So we rescued the princess earlier, but it was kind of a trap.
Yep, here is a Llama Queen. This is probably one of the worst, if not the worst monsters in the game. So I calculated this, and it's based on the numbers I have, I think it's around like a 10 to 20% chance of teleporting her. So this is really this is a really, really dumb one. And not only that, this will be a random encounter later on, much later. So those will be fun to teleport. Yep, 3 already. This is normal.
Maria's just getting her steps in for the day. I'm sorry, Double is getting his steps in for the day.
Oh wow, you got a 0.4 chance of that 5 yellow soul encounters in a row.
Really?
Yeah, someone calculated that apparently. It's just 1/3
Cool.
to just the 5th power. So yeah, that was really bad. Hooray for marathon luck. Hey, there we go. Teleport working on a boss is good design. Yeah, they had to give us some way to deal with the fact that levels in this game are dumb.
So an acceptable amount of teleports, I would consider 1 to be a really acceptable number. Because it is possible to kill it on the first teleport tome.
Yeah, also
I'd say within the first 3 is probably reasonable.
yeah, it's around 30%. It's around like 10%, 15%. So I guess like 20. It was like 20%.
I've had some go
Yeah.
as many as like 10 or 13 tries.
Even like the
though.
first 2 rounds, I say is like pretty good. Any more than that, just bad.
What do we do? 6 extra steps, okay.
Did you not need to talk to Gordon just now?
10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16.
Oh wait, no, yeah, this is Wiki Gordon. Never mind, forgot.
6. Oh, I gotta change this.
No, this run does not include the Solo Rebirth dungeon. The way we do the runs, like we kind of need a blood sword, and if we were to do Solo Rebirth, someone would need to route a lot of stuff to see like how you'll get around either not having a blood sword in Solo Rebirth or in this in the main game. The game of the weird diary.
Took a bunch of extra steps again, just to shift the encounters favorably again. It's getting bad though.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, we gotta go. Okay.
Okay, at least it survived. That's good. Game of the weird
We are back on the step route at this point.
Yeah, here.
Cycling it around just before I got to Deist has worked. We're exactly where we need to be right now.
Exactly where we need to be, plus 256.
Yep, just a few extra steps, but it's okay.
Just a few. To be fair, it is actually pretty quick. I do think it's worth it to shift it over by 256 if you need to, but it's like, I don't think anyone else would really want to do that. I don't think anyone would really want to do
Not
that.
ideal for, let's say, a PB run. Although, I would think this run still actually has an outside chance at a PB, with like outstanding luck in the latest dungeons.
Yeah, this game is just pure RG, so anything can happen in the last few minutes.
Somebody is hungry and has come to meet us.
It's a behemoth. You know all the scary monsters and a lot of... Oh, guess what we're doing? Teleporting them away. See, we throw this one to FF10. I think they deserve more behemoths.
Hey, look at that, first try.
Nice. And this one's a lot easier than the Llama Queen at the very least, so... At least you won't. Usually, you won't really be spending too much time on this one. SOR is Solar Rebirth. That's the dungeon that you get by beating the game first and then making like a special save. It's no one's around that category at all. You just kind of like whatever you give to all the dead party members, they have that in the Solar Rebirth. So if you don't give them anything, they're gonna be like kind of weak.
Here, we've been thrown in prison because we were tricked once again.
Then Paul saves us. Hi, Paul. You guys remember him?
Hi, Paul.
Probably not, because we didn't really explain him at all.
Now, he's a thief who only steals from the Imperials. Okay.
Some more steps in this one room that had no encounters, and now, with the step route, you only get like 2 encounters in this room, and this is a really, really bad. So being a step route here helps out a lot.
Yeah, being plus or minus anywhere here will add encounters here, and these could be annoying encounters.
Yeah, so you have a 20% chance of this of a fire and tome encounter, and 15% for teleport, more or less. And these specters here, they're a fire tome encounter, but if you get a back attack, which is fairly likely, they have a chance of stoning your entire party. So that is an instant KO if it happens, or if it lands. And yeah, we definitely don't want that to happen.
You might also see me like randomly walking into walls. This was the first game in the series to actually feature false walls, which you could walk through.
And the invisible
They're
walls.
not really marked in any way.
Yeah, it's actually really dumb. Like, we only just recently, like, I think you were the one who mentioned it, or was it Cynical Love who mentioned that there was that one other one in Polymecia that no one knew, not Polymecia, yeah, Polymecia no one knew about.
Yeah, you guys discovered that one, and then we looked at it, and then found that it's only a path that exists in the original Famicom version that we can't take advantage of because they patched it out of remakes and later versions.
No, that's in My City Cave. The one in Palamecia,
No.
that's, the very last dungeon. There's like one small gap there no one knew about.
I knew about that one, I just thought other people knew about it.
Yeah, like, you kind of just told everyone, like, what? We didn't know about that? Yeah, there's like a lot of dumb things like that. It's like, even Nikki didn't know about that one.
I'm gonna take...
16 steps, I think. Yep. There we go, still on step routes.
Still on the step route. I should get 2 encounters here and then get back to my boat. And just died again.
Yep, died. Man, he really lives up to his name, huh?
Well, chat knew what was going to happen here.
There's a bad encounter along the way. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, there's a chance of a Giganton encounter in like the wooded areas and the parts of the forest, although it also kind of extends a little bit into a desert as well. Called a Giganton, that's like the only thing you can't escape from, so that's like the one thing you gotta check out. So now that we got out of Palamecia, or Palamecia Coliseum, we're gonna head over to the Castle Finn. Wait, Castle Finn. The place that we went to all the way in the beginning of the game. Finally going back, and we're going to take back the castle.
Taking extra steps on the ocean because it doesn't hurt me there.
Speedrun here is actually pretty interesting. It's definitely very different from the other Final Fantasy speedruns. This one's like a very safe, scummy one where you kind of need to know all the encounters, like how to deal with all the encounters, and that's about it. Some you need to use fire tomes on, some you need to teleport, some there's like you need to use, like do a combination, and then the rest you can escape, some you need to reset.
Alright, the very next step I should take should be an encounter. It should be the only other encounter I get before I get to the boss.
Separate is really nice. You have 1 step and then you get encountered. That's exactly how it's.
Unless that happens.
Break. Yep, this is a thing earlier. This is why specters are bad. If you get an ambush, you could just instant KO like that.
Actually, I can learn from that, right? Yes, I can.
For example, like an encounter where it's like it may look like you can't escape because there are the specters, but you actually can. All the encounters have a flag set to them, whether you can escape or not. So that one's if you just see the specters by themselves, you have to fire tome them. If you see it with anything else, you can actually escape them.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Things like break can happen. That's why you take the safety saves.
Nice Gotoshka in 3. So we finally managed to reclaim Castle Finn for the queen, or the princess. Actually, no, she's a queen now. So Poorscythe's gonna learn a few words here. Mysidia, Mask, and also Ekmet Teleos, the password for getting down to the basement, where we're gonna be getting the white mask. Say the magic words, and you gotta go in.
Once again, it's gonna take some extra steps to shift encounters to where I want them.
And this is another nice dungeon because the first room here, well, I say it's a nice dungeon, but you should probably save as well, just at least one time, like after this first room. So the dungeons here is actually really nice in that the first room here, you have a 98.4% chance of fire, then a 1.6 chance of a reset. But yeah, you'll just be killing everything with fire tomes or you're resetting. After this first room, everything. Wait. You should be using fire tomes. You hear that?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I could run from that or not. I know I can run from them in other areas, but...
Yeah, first room here, everything is fire tomes. It's really weird. You can't escape anything here.
That's fine, though.
Yeah, starting from the second floor on second to fourth floors, you can escape everything. So everything except for one encounter, actually. A 1.6% chance of a green soul. There's a 1.6% chance of a encounter that you can't escape from. So we're hoping that doesn't happen because marathon luck.
I'm not hoping anything. I'm saving.
Yeah, I would save at least like once in floors 2 and 3. I got 2 and 4 maybe.
See, pretty much everything is going to be runnable, or it's going to be a green soul, which is not.
Yeah. Reminder: the 1.6% chance of not being able to escape. So we're just hoping that doesn't happen. Worst case scenario, Poorscythe's gonna have to go through here again. Yeah, teleport's really weird that it works on bosses. You'll even see it work on like particular that you would expect it to work on. Here we go again. Not really much to explain. This is actually a really good room because there's a lot of easy to escape encounters. So Poorscythe's gonna be taking some more extra steps inside of here to just shift the counters for like the last room. Yep, there we go. All the steps you needed. Still on a floor where everything is escapable. Now, once Poorscythe gets out of this floor and gets to the next one, there are no longer any more escapable encounters. Everything will be either teleports or the 1.6% chance of the green soul again. That was a little bit of a bad room.
Yeah, I sure like ambushing today.
Oh, yep.
Alright, we're on the final floor. 2 more encounters here.
And this is a good place to just teleport. This is a good place to like save, just because of everything to teleport, or like again 1.6% chance. Hopefully nothing bad happens. I like just go on teleport tomes. You have like over half of them left. Nice.
I mean, considering I still have to take a trip to my city, I think I'm fine right now.
Yeah, the My City trip's really nice. Imagine we couldn't go to My City there. Ugh.
Alright, last encounter should be here.
And there we go. That's the last encounter for this room.
2 steps ahead. Let's see.
2 steps ahead means... Oh yeah, that means you'll be getting the river encounter if you are 2 steps ahead.
I'm just not sure if I am. I thought it would happen early.
Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with Step Route 2 really, unfortunately.
I guess we're gonna find out.
You're finding out after this short commercial break. There we go to White Mask. Now we have both masks, so it's time to go to Mycidia, where we're going to be using.
No, that's exactly intended. Okay, that should be right on.
Okay, nice. Alright, Separate still going strong. The worst part of like the missing Separate is that you could potentially get an encounter on a bridge, and that's just like a huge slap in the face. That one step in like the middle of like a huge river that you can get an encounter on.
Still doing fine. I'm gonna save here just in case.
Alright, the way to Magic City is very trolly as well.
Yes, the tomes are consumed when I cast it, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, the whole point is that you're casting the spell itself, so even if it really doesn't like just not it doesn't work. It's more like it misses. Like you'll still calculate all this stuff and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I don't know where it's going with that. Taking a trip here to Mycidia to first off, we need to put the mask on the statues. Teleport tomes. We have more of them, so we replenish our stock. Oh, life. That's probably a good idea.
That's a safety just for later.
Yeah, what you want, like, you might want to take down everyone in your party.
So I need to be able to get... The quest here is to go get the spell Ultima. It's being contained in a tower. Mycidian Tower. It's 12, 22.
And in order to access Mycidia Tower, you need to first off get the crystal rod, and to get the crystal rod, you for 2 masks, and you need to put one of the masks on here and the white mask on the statue. If you don't do that, you're gonna go over to the Mycidia cave, talk to the doppelganger there, and then you'll be like, "Wait, why are we dancing? Stop dancing!"
Yeah, in order to advance through a dungeon, I need to place the 2 masks on specific objects. If I don't place the white mask there, underneath Mycidia, then yeah, there's a doppelganger that is blocking the path, and if I try to talk to him, he will basically mimic my movements and continue to block my path. But if I place the white mask first, he's motionless, and then I can put the other mask on top of him and remove him from my path.
Yes,
It's kind of weird.
Heroes are literally bringing books to a sword fight. The pen is mightier than the sword. You also bring.
We're throwing literacy at these enemies. It's the one thing they can't handle.
That and fists.
Yeah.
Alright, Mycidia Cave coming up. So, Mycidia Cave here.
8, 10.
Poorscythe starting off by grabbing a chest in the beginning of this area here. Well, it's gonna get an encounter first, but yeah, it's gonna be getting a chest with a very nice piece of armor. The Black Garb, which is actually going to be another armor that increases agility by 10. So right now, Glory has plus 30 agility.
Okay.
Reminder that the agility is just for preventing ambushes. It's not really like a... it's not for like speed or anything. Well, it still is, but it's not like the main important part.
So once again, picking saves just in case of war encounters.
He's a doppelganger. Actually, I'm curious. If you switch over to another party member, like if you're instead, does that mean that it's gonna be like Maria or Guy?
I have no idea. That's actually a wonderful question.
Yeah, I've never actually seen this before. Like, what happens if you get riven? Black Mask.
I would love to test that, actually.
Maybe you should try it now, in the middle of a marathon. That's totally a good idea, right?
Sure. Except we're not going to do that.
You gotta save the frames.
We'll have to save it for another day, Chan. We can save it for the relay coming up.
Yeah, you could do that, and now just go ahead and then not waste any time in the middle of the run. I need that advantage. You're like way better than me. So the dungeon here actually has another bad encounter, the red soul encounter, or red soul plus yellow soul plus other stuff. So the rooms actually get progressively worse and worse with the encounter rate. The first room has a 2% chance, which is why we're going to be, after the end of the dungeon, we're going to be going back inside to get another encounter. Because the first room is actually pretty good. It's a 2% chance of a red soul. Second room had a 5%. Third room has a 10%. I think right now, Poorscythe's on the fourth room, which has a 20% chance. So it's starting to get worse and worse. The next room is going to be another 20% chance. So it's definitely going to be safe scumming a lot in this section, hoping to not get any red soul encounters. Yep, good so far.
A lot of math chat you're throwing at the chat here. Okay.
Just for the relay. Yeah, I'm not testing for the relay.
Yeah.
Of course I can do that. Team Choco needs the advantage.
Actually, this is the room I was mentioning earlier. We discovered in the NES version there's actually a shortcut you can take in this room through some of the walls, but it's been removed from later versions, so I have to take the long way around. This is an ugly encounter.
Yeah, so anyone who's seen the NES version and wants to say that there is a secret pathway, no, there isn't. It's only in the NES version.
I'm opting not to do that because it needs a mix of teleport and fire tomes to get rid of those.
Oh yeah, those are really bad.
Rather something like this where I can just throw one type of tome.
Yeah, the Ryos. The problem with that the encounter before was that the Ryos have to be teleported away. The Death Flowers, or no, I think it was like the skeletons, the specters, that had to be killed with fire tomes.
It's the ghosts.
Yeah,
The ghosts are fire tomes.
Yeah, the ghosts had fire tomes, so you gotta mix the two together, and you take like 3 to 4 fire tomes, I think, for the ghosts. And then for the Ryos, like, you gotta bank on the teleports. They're really bad encounters. It's definitely I would have gone for myself if I had. It's because I don't know to separate properly, but knowing separate, you feel like it's probably faster to just reset like you did.
Alright, should be one more encounter on this floor.
Thankfully, it looks like next floor it's only about 2% chance of fire tomes, although 10% chance of both. Ryos.
Sounds like a cereal.
It kind of does, now you mention it. Like Cheerios, except Ryos.
They're spicy. They breathe fire.
Spicy cereal? That sounds kind of weird, unless it's like some sort of like spicy cinnamon or something.
Never claimed they were good.
Good point.
I can go up to here. Alright, should be 3 more encounters on this floor before I get to the end of the dungeon.
Yeah, this is the worst floor of them all. Put in teleports, 20% chance of resets, 10% chance of like the really, really bad encounter
1, 2, 3,
that you
4,
can
6,
do
7,
that uses
10.
both. Nice, Malboros. Malboros may be like bad at other Final Fantasies, but hey, Final Fantasy 2 logic, Malboros are like a really good encounter to escape from.
Okay, I'm doing good here.
Alright, that's 2 out of 3 encounters. Final encounter here then. What?
Yeah, for those of you that joined late, I'm actually trying to follow a step route on this. I'm trying to specifically take extra steps in certain locations to shift encounters
And there's a
to
red
a more
soul.
favorable location. So we almost got through it without having to reset.
Yeah, the red soul is again. It's an encounter that. Well, the red soul. You remember from way early on, we killed that with like by punching in the face for 2 to 3 turns. That's not particularly viable because we also need to get rid of the other monsters as well. So at this point, there's really nothing we can do about it. Do the 4 main characters ever voice? No, there are no voices in this game as far as I know of. Everything is just music, just no like actual dialogue.
Well, they have dialogue in text boxes. They just don't have any audible voice.
Yeah, no audible voices. That's what I meant. Only telepathy. Yeah, they just talk to each other telepathically. Right, Porta's going back inside to force another encounter. This first room here is very good in that there's only a 2% chance of results. Everything else is better than like getting encountered on the overworld. So, wait. Oh, okay.
That was a mistake, but it didn't cost me anything.
Yeah, thankfully, there are certain places where touching going like an extra step won't increment the step counter. If you touch like certain story triggers, touching them won't increase the step counter. If you go into another room, the thing that sends you to another room doesn't count for a step. Then also any spike tiles like lava floors, like little spikes, those things also don't increment the step counter either, which we'll be seeing fairly soon.
So one more encounter before I get back on my boat. That's fine. And now we're ready for my city and tower.
Well, not quite. There's actually another thing we need to go through.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why does this always happen?
All these darn natural disasters getting on our way.
Why is there always, like, a whirlpool?
Oh no, Layla's gone. Rip. Body count increased by 1. Hope you guys didn't really miss Layla.
Ooh.
Exactly. Leviathan's also really nice in that there's no
press F for the
achievable
boat,
encounters.
guys.
But
Press F for the boat.
are gonna go for the other piece of armor.
I think the boat had more personality than Leia.
Yeah, the boats have more personality. That's great. Alright, so the Poorscythe picked up a power sash. That's a new route change from that's been added in recently. That's a piece of armor that gives plus 10 of strength, and surprisingly, strength increase in this game increases accuracy as well, which is what we need it for. We don't need it for like the actual damage dealing aspect. We just need it for the accuracy for melee attacks. We'll be seeing that. We'll be seeing why quite a bit later into the run. Now I'm just taking a few extra steps before going to the tower. That'll be happening a little later, actually. Alright, counter's in the right place. Good.
Ooh, preempted too.
Nice. This roundworm here is also a little bit trolling times. It's usually pretty good. The teleport chance is pretty high from what I've seen, but sometimes it can be pretty bad. Another party member to kill off, exactly. He has 549 HP though, so this time around he's not so easy to kill. We're not gonna be rid of him that easily.
Okay.
Alright, so this is where the extra steps are gonna be coming into play. Yeah.
There's only 2, because I already took 2 to get the power sash that I was going to do.
Yep.
Alright, this is probably one of the longest dungeons in the game.
Yeah, this is easily the worst. Actually, I'll not say the worst. Yeah, Final is the worst, but this is actually kind of like a very iffy dungeon. First room there, we got no encounters. The first room actually has some pretty bad encounters. It's a very nice chest that could get for plus 10 spirit, but unfortunately, that's like at the moment not worth it. You know, if you're on step route, the very first step there, you'll be getting encountered. So we're still on step route.
So yeah, with the step route I should be getting 3 encounters on this floor. And I specifically want them on this floor because I do not want them on the next floor. The encounter in the next floor is ridiculous.
Yeah, so normally inside a dungeon, the encounter is the same in each room, except for like the rooms where you can't get any. And this one is actually not true. There's actually 2 rooms in particular where the encounter rate is significantly higher. So Poorscythe's gonna just take some extra steps inside of here to avoid any extra encounters.
You can literally get like 4 encounters in a 10-step. Within 10 steps. on the next floor, just due to the design of how they set it up.
Yeah.
On an average dungeon floor, depending on which location you're in, you'll get encounters at fixed numbers along a 256 step cycle before it resets back over. Anywhere from like 7 to 9 encounters. On the overworld, you can get 11 encounters for every 256 steps you take on the overworld. And on the 3rd and 5th floors of this tower, if for some reason you were to take 256 steps that counted, you would get up to 25 encounters. So one encounter on average every 10 steps.
Yeah.
And it only takes like, what, a second to go to travel 10 steps with the dashing in this game.
Yeah.
And basically, you get into an encounter, walk for 1 second, get an encounter, walk for 1 second. On average.
Riker's ancestor of Kane from FF4. Yeah, I think I've heard that quite a bit because he's like the last living dragoon is all. Although it's kind of at the same time, I don't think I've heard anything about him having any kids.
I believe the kid that is in that Castle East, I believe his name is Kane, actually.
Oh, so that's him. Alright, Fargius. And we're just gonna throw more teleport tomes. This guy's also pretty, usually pretty good.
Yeah, these fights are RNGs. There's going to be 3 Gigas fights throughout the tower, as the mages are basically...
There we go.
My city and mages are the keepers of the tower and are trying to ensure that I am worthy of taking the tome at the top. Hey, I didn't take extra steps on this floor for once.
And so this is the next upcoming room is going to be another bad room. So there were some extra steps there in order to avoid the encounter.
I mean, I don't know if I'd consider FF2 superior to FF1 myself, as I am a runner of both of these games, at least the PSP versions.
Yeah, I only ran FF1 like 2 times, and my time sucks. Surprised, I think my FF1 PB is like almost as bad as almost as. Right, this is the one room that's extremely bad, and another room that's extremely bad because it's stupid high. You can't get encounters. You can't get any encounters on the spiked tiles there, but they also don't count for steps. So even if you like ran around a circle on the tiles where you're taking damage, those aren't going to progress the step route at all.
It's a pretty vicious death there. Nice.
Yep, very nice battle there. Too bad Rickard's dead, but I guess that also worked out. HP's an endangered species in the run. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, no.
Thankfully, we don't really need too much HP in the run either, so it kind of works out.
Yeah, I'm running a little low on HP, but I mean, in general, my characters are pretty safe from everything except the worst ambushes. And the frequent saves are basically... I have no idea if this is runnable. It is, okay.
Ah, Devil's Bloom, this is a bad one. Oh, escapable. Oh, it's later on where he can't escape from them. Right. This year's I think this is like one of the bad floors as well. I think this is 15% chance for red souls, so safe jumping here again. To make sure that, just to hope for no red souls. Nice, nice. So far, so good. It's actually a really nice weapon here, the Wizard Staff.
I guess you could say Ricard got rocked on that last encounter.
Wow. Alright, this floor has a really nice item here, the Hermes Shoes. It gives haste. It's a haste 8 cast that you can use for the final boss to make that like super free. That's done in like the JP route, but unfortunately it's kind of like way out of the way and it only has a little bit of safety. Instead, the English runners we're all opting to instead just grab some plus strength armor, which is much less out of the way. Not quite as good, but still at least it's faster in the best case scenario.
I could have taken that last fight, but Considering it was an ambush, it probably wasn't worth it.
Oh yeah, ambushes from those are really bad. Probably good call on your part.
This is probably fun. I don't even know if this is runnable or not, but I'm not gonna mess around. I'm just gonna kill it. Pretty sure this is not runnable.
According to my list, I see fire for specters. Yep. Unless my list is wrong, which so far has been wrong already.
Alright, now final Gigas.
Alright, done, I guess. So if you guys are expecting any sort of fancy strategies, then, well, still more teleport homes. That is not looking good.
We'll play it
Oh,
out.
it's only one.
See what happens.
Hopefully you taught your party member's life.
Died again, guys.
Rip died. He died in vain.
Alright, this is all or nothing pretty much. It's all for glory right here. And he missed. Womp womp.
Yeah, this is what life's really good for. So in situations like this, you could just bring everyone back to life.
And of course.
First try!
First try, you guys. We did it.
Near the end of the dungeon now. This room's a little iffy. There's like one bad encounter, teleport and fire. Otherwise, no more like guaranteed resets at the very least. Oh, when guys stoned. This is why we have gold needles. Yeah, so there's not going to be a whole lot of saves coming here anymore because this room is really good, actually. There's only doubles bloom you need to teleport and specters to cast fire on. Otherwise, I think that really is likely to kill you.
Alright, this is the last encounter in the tower, so we got through it.
So, guys, do you still remember meeting Wu from the very...
It's our pal Minwoo. He beat us here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Must have-
Damn, he's a much better speedrunner than you, apparently. Minwoo, which is secret? How do you get here so fast?
Not only how did he get here, but he got here without the masks,
I know.
without the rod, we assume.
Damn, I wonder if you could even beat Nikki over here.
He is charging his lasers here. And they are some pretty lasers.
And then, oh no, Minwoo's dead.
Sleeping, right?
Maybe. Let's just throw, like, an alarm clock at him.
Oh, it was his destiny. That's to blink away. Oh my god.
Rip Minwoo.
So many deaths.
Come on, throw things down on him. That'll bring him back, right?
It didn't even let me try. That's why nobody likes this game, is because you can't throw Phoenix Downs on story members.
Minwoo. Right, so we can't really grieve for Minwoo anymore. We kind of need to move on. So let's go back to Castle Finn. Boltfish. That's new. Or not new, but I never really bothered to the names of these things. Alright, so you might notice something to your right here. There's a giant cyclone. Yeah, that's probably not a
if
good
you were
sign.
looking- Yeah, Castlefin was apparently a location. Now there's just a nice giant cyclone that's standing in it. It's just in a fixed location, just to the northeast of the town here.
Yeah, no idea when it's gonna attack. Also, we need to come up here to Castle Finn in order to get our own little pet dragon.
See, now, Varian's using a much more reasonable laser here with this mirror. He's not charging his biggest laser that, kills you. He's using his little laser.
He's here to track a dragon, kind of like how you're like a cat with a pointer. Except we have a dragon with a pendant pointer.
Yeah, just talk to the NPC. Just talk to the NPCs in the town. They'll be like, "Cyclone, that's always been there. This whole thing."
Yeah, it's just like the Castle Finn's main attraction. Otherwise, how else are people going to be coming here? Like, it's obviously not here to see the queen or anything. So we're about to see the most powerful weapon in the game very soon. Come here to talk to Paul again. You guys remember Paul? The one guy who kind of saved us?
Of course they remember Paul. Paul's like our boy.
So there's a black garb.
He's been with us at every step of the way of this run.
Every step. Every misstep
Two,
as
three,
well.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So once again, taking a couple extra steps to shift encounters.
And also,
I had to do that in the house because I couldn't do it. Steps in the castle or in the main town actually don't count for advancing the counter.
Also, Poorscythe picked up a few things in that room. The black garb for again plus 10 agility on another character. He already has a black garb, so he's putting it on someone else. There was let's see, it was a blood sword. Obviously, that is the most overpowered weapon here. Also a gold hairpin. I think that's what the other item was. So plus 20 agility now on 2 characters. This is the FF2. Now it's like FF2 worldwide because even even America calls it that. But it's the Japanese FF version too.
This was the second game in the series that was ever released. It came out almost 30 years ago. Next month it'll be been 30 years since it was originally released in Japan. It's been about 15 years since it's been released in the West. So once again, we're going to just take saves everywhere because these encounters can be problematic.
Alright, counters here are pretty okay. Yeah, there's 20% chance that he'll be the person will be reset soon. So yeah, hopefully those encounters don't come. The only unescapable encounter is the wooden golem, so that is going to be a thing.
There's the jerk birds.
At least these are fine. Nice encounter there.
That's actually the first time I've ever seen them actually stone a party member.
Oh wow, yeah, I don't think I've seen that either.
They're kind of a jerk in FF1 especially, but they were, usually I don't see them do a lot of damage.
Yeah, well to be fair, they only did 3 damage.
That's right, this one's unrunnable.
Yeah, it's just really weird with this game how there's like some encounters that you can escape in one place and then some encounters you can't escape from another.
Yeah, it makes it a very confusing game to learn.
Yeah, you definitely need to make sure that you know that there's actually the runners use.
Honestly tempted to reset them. I have terrible luck against these enemies.
This is why it's nice that we could have escaped these earlier in my city tower, and now that we can't, it sucks. The double
So-
plume have really high magic evasion, so yeah, this is actually kind of normal.
I just don't feel like fighting that, personally.
Hopefully you don't get punished by doing that, because there are far worse encounters. Okay, good. Amoeba. The amoeba. Alright, final room coming up very soon. Just gonna... this one's... Yeah, Gotos
This
is
is
another...
another one, too.
Yeah, Gotos is still really annoying. Well, Double Bloom's like the worst one, but Gotos is also kind of annoying. Not looking so good. Come on, wasn't use the spear. Just Gotos. And yeah, this is. Oh, cool, and confusion as well. This game is great.
Yeah, this game is all about status effects. Everything and everyone has them now. It's not very nice, Ricard.
When the hell works to go to the place where Layla is. That's one way to look at it. Now, hey, it looks like you level up. Did you level up Rickard's level his shields?
Could have. Got smacked.
Alright, last encounter in the dungeon before the boss. And coincidentally, it's a royal guard. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing quite a few of these in the next minute or two. Poison axe is nice. Okay.
Right, this is gonna be the boss fight of this area, so this is gonna be like the first unique boss fight in a while that we've seen. So first off, there's gonna be like 3 World Guard encounters when you go through. It may be only 2, I don't remember. Either way, it's just gonna be a bunch of teleport tomes. After that, oh, come on, Rickard, right there. Yeah, the game can be done sometimes. Oh, I see healing.
So yeah, this is a 3-fight gauntlet that's going to start here, and I don't have any way to heal or do anything in between the fights.
Yeah, so you're just using the blood sword. That's actually a nice call.
Ideally, what I want here is I want Ricard to be as high HP as possible entering the last fight.
Of course.
Ambushes are not preferred.
And of course, you get like both of them at one time with Maria when they wanted to heal up. Well, I guess you would have gotten hit more later, anyways. And Rickard is currently his lowest party member because he has the lowest evasion stat, so unfortunately, can't really do anything about that.
If this teleport fails, then Ricard will get a free shot to heal back up to full. That's okay.
Alright.
Well,
Still worked out, kind of.
yeah, he has the blood sword on, which drains HP with each hit, but it does percentage-based damage on enemies.
Yeah, it's 1/16 damage per hit, and what 5 hits just now, it did 5/16 of the soldier's damage.
Okay, so we're in good shape entering the final fight here. Here is the actual antagonist of the game, the Emperor.
Yep, so finally get to see a unique fight. Starting off, Poorscythe's gonna go ahead and throw some teleport tomes on everyone. So remember earlier on I said that there is a monster that's surprisingly teleportable? That's the Emperor. You can surprisingly teleport the Emperor away. But you can't teleport the wooden golem. The Wooden Golem here resists matter elements. In fact, he resists everything except for fire elements. So using a teleport tome is impossible. He just evades every single one. Oh, come on, Emperor. Yeah, he got some hits on the Wooden Golem. That's nice. I rarely ever get that many on.
Yeah, it's a pretty high hit.
Yeah, so Ricker's gonna be there. Because the Wooden Golem can't actually be teleported, your only options are Fire Tomes and a Blood Sword. For the most part, the Wooden Golem will attack Rickard and make him fall asleep. So normally it just ends up being a Fire Tome battle instead. But getting a 7 hit is really nice. It's 716, so it's almost half of his HP. There we go. Rickard's asleep now.
So this fight is, once the Emperor and the Royal Guards are down, this is basically free so long as you have all 4 party members standing, because the Wood Golem can only melee, he can only hit one guy around, so
Yep.
we'd basically just, you know, res the guy that's down and then use Fire Tomes on everybody else.
Yeah, it's gonna take a
Rickards
while,
making an
but
attack.
unfortunately, it's like something you have to do. Best case scenario,
He's already like half dead.
yeah, best case scenario, you could avoid a few hits. I know, Leo. I just actually didn't make him take the item. I mean, like, you kind of need to know where the item is, and I know how to deal with step roots like that.
There we go. That wasn't bad at all, honestly.
Yep. Very nice.
Still took more attempts to kill the Emperor than I wanted to, but
Yeah, at least it's still on pretty good pace for the marathon.
yeah, we're doing fine on pace. We're doing fine on step route. So yeah,
So the Emperor's down. Final boss is down.
that's it, guys. Everybody celebrate.
And Infurian's
party.
dead. Or no, Gloria's dead, so Double is one in charge.
Yeah, Glory is dead, and yet he's dancing pretty well.
It's just a puppet. Someone's kind of just like on the above on the balcony, kind of controlling
It's
him.
the doppelganger.
Oh yes, it's a doppelganger. Right, and then after dancing for a while, suddenly
Everybody dance.
it's a long dance. It ought to be over by now. Or has died. He is
That's a
currently.
good question. He's apparently not dancing.
Yeah. Oh well, that guy's dead.
Hey, Bruce, thanks for the look. Alright, so this is the longest, most pointless cutscene walk that I've ever had to take in
Yep.
the game. It makes you walk all the way up in that throne room,
As Maria
and then
as
you can
well.
walk back.
Or sorry, as Double. Alright,
You guys remember Sid, right?
who's Sid?
The airship engineer and the former captain of the Knights of Finn.
Doesn't sound familiar. I don't know. Hopefully someone's keeping track about body counts because
Come on! I just talked to him. He was fine, like 5 minutes ago.
yeah, unfortunately. So anyone keeping track of body counts? We're at another +2 because of Sid and the one random guard who appeared in the middle of the dance. Also, I guess technically Glory as well.
This game. I mean, you think you know people in this game, and they just keep dying.
I'm sure Sid will be fine. Come on, he's only come back like 2 times. He's supposed to come back in a volcano. The end of the volcano is.
Okay, so Sid has died, which means he has lent us his airship. Except he parked it in a very inconvenient spot that I now have to go get it.
And also now that it's the post cyclone era, their monsters have all upgraded, so there's gonna be some really bad encounters along the way. I guess the ocean's fine at least, but on the overworld parts, there's actually some really bad encounters.
Yeah, I took 2 extra steps there because if I did not, I would have... The one bridge tile there would have forced an encounter.
Right, there we go. Have our own airship now. So we're gonna fly all the way down to Castle Palamecia, near Palamecia Coliseum, and we're gonna go fight someone. Someone we all might recognize. Might.
So again, I've just taken some extra steps to avoid getting encounters in locations. Currently on the step count, this is probably the latest I've ever actually been correctly on the count.
No.
Although I did have to cycle around to get to it after a certain point.
No, we fell down. Right, this place is, there's...
Yeah, we laid it on the top floor, and then, yeah, we
fell
for
down
whatever
7 whole
reason,
floors, 5 whole floors. I'm sure we're fine. No broken bones.
we start on the 7th floor and we fall down to the 1st, so I think it's 6 floors
Oh,
we
6
fall.
floors. I thought it was the 2nd floor. So my notes are wrong here. So there's
That might be different.
some bad encounters in this area.
That's okay.
It's Poorscythe. Poorscythe's the final boss of the whole time.
I mean, I've been trying to guide these guys, but they're not very good at making their own decisions.
So there is a 2% chance on a few of these floors of getting an Imperial Shadow. That is the one unskippable counter. So only 2% chance on like 3 different floors.
Oh, I forgot they were even here. I actually haven't seen them in many runs.
Well, let this be a reminder, Sage. That might be a good idea to save like every once in a while.
I am doing that.
Yeah. Otherwise, the encounters here are actually pretty good. They're all teleports or fleas. Not really anything too bad here. Yeah, exactly. The bouncy castle. We actually just landed inside a ball pit. Perfectly fine. Nothing wrong.
Well, it's a castle, so yeah, this could be a bouncy castle. It did look kind of foamy from the outside.
It should be styrofoam or something. A 6-floor bouncy castle. Oh, that sounds like both dangerous but a lot
Sounds
of
like
fun.
fun. I wouldn't want to maintain it, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
That'd be pretty scary though, jumping down 6 entire floors. Nothing too bad for these floors. It looks like this is where the teleport rate starts going. The teleport encounter rate starts going up a little bit.
Well, in general, the encounters are nicer here.
And generally, the encounters are like nicer on the earlier floors. It gets worse later
Look
on.
at these generals. These are the worst.
Yeah, generals. These guys suck. Probably not as bad as Lame Queens, but very close.
But they're by far the worst encounter here other than the Imperial Shadow.
Oh yeah, well that's an automatic
Almost.
reset, so nothing really worse than that.
I have not seen that in quite a few runs, though.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen an Imperial Shadow myself either. I think I've seen Cynical Love get one. That's about it. Oh, and make sure you, did you equip any strength gear on Rickard?
Did I equip any? No, I didn't
Well, actually,
specifically.
you should, wait, you take out his strength gear, because he has 2 pieces of strength gear on you want to get rid of.
I could do that before too long. Yeah, they're pretty fashionable, the generals. One angry stone golem.
And there goes Rickard.
And
And make sure you take out the Giant's Glove and Giant's Helm from Rickard if you haven't already. That's very useful for the final boss.
Giant's gloves.
Yep, Giant's Glove. You wanna get
Oh, I
rid of
forgot
that.
to put
Oh,
the-
you should get rid of
the
all
wrong thing
3 of
on.
those, because you will definitely be eating for everyone else. Probably want to give the gold hairpin to Marie as well.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, definitely don't want him taking that away. I think you have an extra black garb on you as well. You can give 2 double.
It's okay.
No, damn, first try. Yeah, there you go. All the agility.
All things considered, I'm doing pretty good on encounters here so far. I've only had, I think, 2 generals.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So far, the encounters have been pretty good. No, it's hopefully we can jinx that now because there's the Pearl Shadow Floor coming up soon. Yeah, HP in this game is just gained by taking damage and then winning the fight. So because we kind of escape a ton of encounters, and then like once we teleport them, we kind of beat them usually without taking damage. Yeah, our HP values are extremely low, which thankfully is not a problem at all.
Might be problematic on the final fight, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's probably the only place where it would really matter. Thankfully, fights like normally like pretty okay with the newer strats.
Literally named him died, and he still has more HP than she does.
Well, it's because he keeps dying, so he'll be getting tougher every single time.
Alright, should be one more encounter before I get out of here.
Nice, just a cockatrice and flying ray.
Yeah, I don't blame anybody for doing select cancel. It's unfortunately not something you can take advantage of in this version of it.
Yeah, so cancel is
This
definitely
release.
really nice. Having to do 100 hits on those earlier versions. Good thing they at least had that glitch to deal with it. So guys, remember to prime member from the very beginning of the game? It's Almagus!
It's our friend Almagus!
Got Almagus!
He's decided that now that the Emperor is gone, he wants to rule the world.
Here's the other half of Setzel.
And at this very moment that we discover that he wants to be the king, the actual Emperor returns from hell.
Almagus is the final boss.
Card decides that he'd like to be a hero here.
Well, poor Rickard.
Press F for Ricard, because he's not coming back on that one. Kind of a giant hole in that castle now. So the gang's all back together here.
Yep, the whole entire game. Glory, Double, Died, and Almagus. This is our final party of the game. Also the very first party that we had for like 2 seconds. Guest character death rate 50%, general rebel death rate 70%, plus 60% chance of survival to join the party. Yeah, let's see, hold on. Mean Wu died. What's his face? Joseph died. Gordon survives. Layla is also, spoilers, but Layla is still alive. Rickard's dead, and Leon's, oh, not Leon. Almac is gonna survive. Yeah, so 50% chance, wow. Yeah, so you do have better chances of surviving if you join the party. There's a 50-50% chance, but a lot of other characters have died in other places, so...
We're getting to the final rush now of the game.
Yep.
There's probably about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, so there's some bad encounters here and there, but overall, Jade Passage isn't so bad. Then after that will be the worst dungeon ever, Pandemonium.
Certainly the longest dungeon.
Yeah, so the floors here are just, for the most part, just flee from everything. But there are a few encounters where you could die at, even though you can flee. It just mainly just back attacks are really bad, and yeah, that's about it. Then there's a few encounters here and there. The first two floors have a 20% chance of a white dragon, which you have to teleport, and those are a little bit iffy to teleport.
Guys, Almagus is dead.
Oh no, Almagus! Rip.
Rip.
Rip Almagus.
Didn't even survive his first fight. What a guy.
Yeah. Now he's gonna be restreaming for us, if not, oh, Almagus is dead.
We're gonna be carrying him around for a little while.
Alright, floor 3 here. There are no inescapable encounters. However, there are still bad encounters, like Abyss Worms are pretty bad, and also the Wolves, if you get any, like, you get any back attacks here, they're just in general are really bad.
Yeah, ambushes can easily lead to
It leads you like
resets.
triple cyclone that kills you, or sandstorm. See Abyss Worms? Yep, those are really scary because they can just cyclone you to death. And now, there's a little secret hidden area. Yeah, there's a hidden backer shop. Yeah, we're going to be going to... well, after these encounters at the very least. There we go. So, in this magic shop, there are... Oh, damn, that's a lot of money. Yeah, 5 haste tomes. That is way more than you need. So, yeah, the magic shop there is just for buying some haste tomes. Those are going to be used on the final boss. You really only need 2 minimum. 3 will be like a little bit extra. But otherwise, yeah,
Raid.
just some extra stuff. Hello, hey Zero. Thanks for the raid. Hello, everyone. This even missed 13-2. Yeah, he actually misses. Sorry, but 13-2 is over. Right, final floor of no, not final floor.
Second last floor.
Second last floor of the Jade Passage. There's a 5% chance of green dragons here, so 1 out of 20. Oh. So again, just gonna hope for no like particularly bad encounters. Yeah, this worm ambush really bad. Yep, there's a Cyclone 13. Cyclone FF13.
There we go.
We get a second.
We got away with it.
Okay, good. So only 2 of them attacked. Yeah, exactly. We just had the Lou Dolphin run 13, and now we're doing FF2, so to make 13-2. And more Abyss Worms. Okay, thankfully it's not an ambush.
Four, 12, 16, 6, okay.
Oh, we're taking this up here? Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
It's actually probably a good idea. It's easier to do in the next room because you notice like as soon as you get encounter, go in. But yeah, it's half the chances of a green dragon. Our last floor here has 10% chance of green dragons. Hopefully, you don't see them.
One more encounter. No dragons. That's up first.
Nice. Nice, good. Alright, so time for the final dungeon, Pandemonium.
So if you guys like saving, there's going to be a lot of saving. But enjoy these pretty graphics while you're here.
Yep, welcome to hell.
This game has outstanding graphics and art, especially this version of it.
Oh, and here is that bad encounter, a Lamia Queen. Remember the Lamia Queen from earlier? It took like 2 rounds of teleport to get? Well, they're now a random encounter.
That looks nice, and the floors are so clean.
Yeah. Seems like the Emperor really really does a good job keeping the castle clean. Although I guess when you have like an army of hundreds of monsters, it probably isn't really a big deal. So hey, you, and also you 20 people there in the back. You guys all scrub the first floor. 20 of you there, go scrub the third floor. Oh yeah, I think you need to go and clean the 7th floor. I think there's some dust collecting there.
What am I doing on totems? I didn't even see. I should have enough though.
Yeah, that's not looking good.
Alright, I'm gonna reset that then. She's being annoying.
Yeah, I think I calculated for using like the single teleport cast if you had learned it, and I think it's like 30% chance or 40% chance. So that's definitely something like I'm liking about that strat. Although I still no like evidence on whether which one's better.
I'll give it a go, but we'll see.
More Lamia Queen. Yeah, game is not being nice to you right now.
I mean, Almagus looks how I feel on the inside right now. Seeing these guys.
Feel tired. Just want to go to bed. Kind of done with these people here.
I mean, he's really admiring these pretty floors, though.
To be fair, they are really nice floors.
They're even mirrored.
He's checking his reflection right now. And there's also a rare chance of an encounter here that you can sometimes... Oh, here it is. Yep, here's... That was like the bad... that's like a kind of iffy encounter, the Mithril Golem. So for that encounter, there's actually 2 different setups that have Mithril Golems. And one of them is like a Mithril Golem... Oh, 2 Mithril Golems, good. So another one that's 1 Mithril Golem, and then a random number from like 0 to 2 of something. I'm not sure if it's a Royal Guard. It's something similar to Royal Guard, but not quite. Those things, if you get like the second one, but have 0 guards, like it's still the same encounter as like, yeah, this one, the Death Riders. If you get one that's like 1 single Mythical Golem, there's a chance that there's 0 Death Riders that were randomly not selected. If that happens, you won't be able to escape, so it's just a reset. It's really weird how they made it that way. It's another one that's just Beast Demons. Those are sometimes fleeable, sometimes not, so you would just like teleport them if they can. Or you can't teleport them, or you can just like run away, or... So it's like kind of weird how they did this final dungeon. Yeah, like the Beast Demons here, these are, yep, escape, so they're fine. I think the ones with a lot of Beast Demons are fine, then with less, it's definitely like a chance of being the bad encounters.
These first floors are really painful. Because they have a lot of encounters, and there's a wide variety in the kinds of encounters you can get.
Yeah. Later on, yeah, I wouldn't really say it's much better later on, but it's... Oh, Lamia Queens. Ugh, gross. Well, let's see if we get like a 10 to 20% chance. So good. Come on, Lamia Queen. Accept your fate.
Go away.
No one likes you, Limey Queen.
And she's gone.
Oh, good. Okay, so it took 6. Not too bad.
I gotta remember to save tomes just in case.
Yeah. How are your tomes doing? I'm assuming you're still fine since there's not like a whole lot. There's like not a whole lot of things to teleport, but
Crap. I meant to take one less step and save. I was gonna save before that.
well, I think Maria had like a no, I think she had a 100% chance, 99% technically. There was like a 1% chance that was actually still the, but yeah, probably not.
Basically, if I see like failed runnings, then
Yeah, I always go for 2 just
instantly
in
reset.
case. My second one is like there is very unlikely that you missed 1%, or you got like 1% chances.
That's better.
And curls are a lot better then.
Alright, let's actually count this correctly this time. Okay.
1, 3, this one is.
That's what I meant to do last time, but I took an extra step.
Yep. So this one's 40% teleport, 20% reset. So hopefully it's gonna be good.
Return of the Lamia Queen. Oh, she goes down in 1 hit this time.
Oh, nice, nice. That was like first try everything.
First try, you guys.
First try. No, this run is only going to be the main game. There's no solo rebirth at the end, so no Emperor in Heaven. No one has routed doing anything for solo rebirth because the way the game is routed, we kind of need a blood sword, and if we do solo rebirth, not having the blood sword would mean that there will be some really creative routing needed, or conversely, we need to like reroute the main game and then have the blood sword for solo rebirth. So no one's really done anything with that yet.
I think Nikki completed a run.
Oh, did she?
I don't know if she has any notes or anything.
No, I thought she was still. I thought she said she wanted to route it, but hasn't done it yet.
I have no idea how optimized it is, or... I thought she did a run that was over 4 hours or something. I don't know if it's a category where she submitted it or anything.
It's definitely not a category on the leader. I'm gonna check real quick, see if she has a mod.
This run's probably got... maybe 10 more minutes? It's not gonna count, let's just reset that.
How feasible would it be
This
to
should
run?
finish under estimate at the rate it's going right now.
How feasible is it to run the NES version of the Barrier Frog Bug? I'm not sure what a Barrier Frog Bug is, but the NES version is different because, first off, the step root's different because you can actually reset the step root. So you just take like 10, 15 steps or something every time, reset, turn on a game, and then go move on, skip the encounter. And then in dungeons, you skip encounters by using a potion before every encounter. So you have to follow like a very strict step route, know where all encounters are, and then use a potion right before every encounter. I really have no idea how the rest of the run goes. Just RNG manipulating as item. That's about it. I don't know how the rest of the run would go for that.
Alright, so this should be the last encounter on this floor. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 random encounters left for the final boss. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the PS version does have a different speedrun as well. With the PS version, you actually don't have the inventory doesn't stack up like it does in the GBA and PSP versions. So, also there is a bug with leveling up where you just attack and cancel. So, Nikki Noble holds a world record for that. The run is just in the very beginning you level up your level in swords by just constantly doing the attack cancel thing. Then after that, you just use melee attacks with just Fury and have everyone else in the party dead. Beyond that, it's just, yeah, you don't use teleport tomes just because you don't have the space for like 100 teleport tomes. you can only carry a few at a time, so it's not reliable.
So there should be 8 random encounters left. Oops, too many. That's okay though. Now there should be 7 random encounters left.
I have no idea how that, what that barrier glitch you're talking about. Yeah, Famicom FF3. I've seen the Famicom FF3 glitch look. That was so, like, a really interesting run. Separate everything, throw a potion to skip the encounters, and then just move on. But yeah, definitely, the NES versions of FF2 and, well, Famicom FF2 and 3 are definitely very, very step root heavy. I think FF1 as well. If you don't do the wrong warp at the end. So like the early Final Fantasies are very separate heavy.
All right, so 5 encounters left. This is the 5th last encounter.
Another Llama Queen. Please be good. Oh, you're down to your last 20 teleport homes.
That should be enough, so long as these aren't.
Yeah, you just never know with 5 encounters. Yeah,
most encounters don't take 4.
Yeah, but you never know in a marathon, especially with all Llama Queen. Please be good.
I mean, I could just save scum as usual.
Yeah. Come on, Llama Queen, be good. Yeah, looks like save scumming.
Well, I'm kind of committed at this point, so we're going to see if she dies, and if not, we'll just reload. Not making it easy, though.
Yeah, this is very much making me prefer the whole teleport with Maria strats.
That's really just what happens if you get unlucky.
Yeah, unfortunately, can't really do anything about that. Oh, hey, and also another bad encounter. This game is great.
Yeah, I'm getting worse luck than usual here, but this place is known for terrible encounters. 2, 3, 6, 7, 10.
Nice, Gigas. Nice Gigas. So, out of all the 3 Gigases, you'll see all 3 elemental Gigases here in this place, and the only one you can't escape from is the Thunder Elemental one. Strangely enough, you can escape every single Gigas except for Thunder, for some arbitrary reason. I don't see any like strict resets anymore for the rest of the dungeon. It's all just teleports or reset if it's taking too long.
Yeah, there should be only 1 encounter on this floor. That's
and it's gonna be a behemoth.
Fine.
Not behemoth. Oh, good. It's actually a really good one because you can escape. Normally, I find a behemoth here, so that's pretty good.
I usually get them on this floor or the next one.
Oh. I'm just getting them mixed up. Actually, no, I think it's either here, usually. Either way.
Alright, now we're on the 2nd last floor here.
Because it's lightning fast. That would make sense.
See, the difference in encounters, it makes...
Nice.
See, it makes quite a bit of difference here. So we're now on the final floor. 1 last random encounter coming up. Oh, of course. Well, if you guys wanted to see dragons, that's how you see dragons.
Yep, that's the first dragon now. These things suck because you need to teleport them, and they have like an okay chance. I say, oh, well, that's not good.
Ooh, it's hit. Smashing glory.
Oh, 1625. Wow.
Somebody got a King Behemoth, there we go. Let's get all of them while we're in on it.
King Behemoth hit all the bad encounters. Cool.
Alright, that's it.
Yeah, there are enemies on
Random encounters.
Yeah, there are definitely enemies on the counter. I mean, it's like you can see
Alright.
right here. Just that normally on a step
I
where
guess
you
you can
wouldn't
come back
see.
to life.
It's like a very short floor, so you probably wouldn't really see it like very often. Right.
My haste tokens.
So here's the setup for the final boss fight. This is another fight that's slightly different. So I mentioned way earlier on that there's left and right-handed. Most people in this game are right-handed. El Magus here is the only one who's left-handed, so a lot of people when they're learning to run might not realize that. So it's very common that you'll make a mistake of equipping the blood sword, which you need on him, onto his right hand, which is not what you want. So starting off, here is just haste with all characters. So that is haste, I think, 6 or 8? Yeah, haste 6. So that just has a chance of applying haste to everyone in the party. So like, yep, 2 buffs. Okay, that's all you need. So getting 2 hastes onto Almagus is really helpful. That's just to make sure that he gets more. He's more likely to get hits in. Right, Maria's dead, or Double is dead. Sorry, that's fine. Oh, you didn't equip the strength here, did you?
Yes, I did.
6 hits seems a little okay. Well, 6 hits seems a little low. That might just then.
Could be as little as 1 more hit.
13. Okay, 1 more turn for this to be over. Now let's hope that nothing bad happens. There's a chance that Emperor will be using a melee attack on El Magus, which is the worst case scenario. Okay, Starfall, that's perfect. Okay, that should work out. So in this turn, Emperor should be dead.
Oh, nice hit. There's time.
Nice, GG. And that's
Thank
the
you.
final boss. It could get very trolly at times, but thankfully this time the new strat makes it so that
Magus
Yep.
has saved the day.
Yep, the new strat let El Magus save the day without dying.
The only man standing.
Yep, glory, double, and died. El Magus is the superior Final Fantasy character.
Truly the hero. So now we're reunited with all of our friends, all of our living friends here.
And also,
Which is not very many.
our friend's daughter. So
There it is, Paul. Paul's back, guys.
Paul's back. Most kind of useless, although he did help us out at the time. There's Layla. She still survived somehow, even though Leviathan swallowed her up.
And then this is... Probably didn't really get to introduce this character. This was Nellie. This was Joseph's daughter.
It's Joseph. He's a ghost.
And then they just walk off. So the throne is abdicated. So we can take over. But apparently El Magus is still conflicted.
Maki's gonna go off his own journey and become a Dark Knight. Isn't it kind of funny how it seems like I feel like Fearon's kind of like a paladin, and then Glory's kind of like a paladin, and then Knight, so it's 2 halves of Cecil.
Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That is FF2. All 30 years of history of it. So coming up next, I think, is Final Fantasy 13-2.
13T with Zero Scar and Rista Lol on commentary.
Yeah, that should be pretty good. I have not played 13-2 myself. I have played 13.
I played 13 too. I enjoyed it a lot more than 13.
So we can let this play out, or... If the organizers want to cut this, feel free. Otherwise, we'll just enjoy the cutscene here. Probably the most story you're going to get. Okay, you guys can enjoy these wonderful still shots from the cinematics while the credits are playing out. These cinematics were actually created for the PS1 version, and they weren't in the GBA version just because obviously there wasn't any room on the cartridge to put them in there. But they got restored for this version.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 13. That's one difference between 13. Between GBA and PSPs. That's nicer cutscenes in the PSP, and also you can't skip cutscenes in GBA. Although GBA is kind of faster just because of faster resets. Because you'll be resetting a lot in this run.
So if you guys are a fan of the RPG Limit Break channel, coming up in a few weeks over the Thanksgiving break here in America, there will be an FF Relay, and both myself and Kaz will be playing FF2 for the respective teams in that.
Yep, Team Choco wins. You're definitely going to be winning. Team Mog, you're going down.
It better not be going down. I'm hoping to bring them up. Who won the last one? Choco?
The one I was in, so Choco, yeah. No, Mog.
Oh, Mog.
Like Choco,
Okay, yeah.
got the finish first, but they kind of had to drop, stop 2 of the runs. They had mercy kill 2 runs, so Mog technically won.
And I hope you guys had a lot of fun with this run. I mean, I had fun with it. I messed up a couple things, but it's pretty much inevitable. There's a lot to keep track of in this run, and it's... Compared to what I've been running for FF1, it's a much more complicated speed run.
Yeah,
but I think it's a pretty interesting speed game. It's not the most interesting or forgiving casual game, but I think it's a far more interesting speed game than it is a casual.
They're pretty unique as a speed run, just with how much you need to know, kind of dealing with all the bad RNG.
Yeah, I mean, you can... And learning about the step route was actually pretty interesting. So it's a pretty recent thing for me, so... And it was neat to do, and it's neat to learn how it works together. So... I'll keep doing runs of this, especially in the run-up to the relay coming up. But in the meantime, I'm definitely looking forward to these other Questing for Glory runs. So is this the list of all the people that died?
Oh yes, every single person who got...
It was a pretty extensive list.
Yeah, kill count's probably 30-ish, 40-ish. If you change the
Which is
future,
a nice
you
touch.
change the past.
They even included the original staff here in the credits, which is always nice.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, you change the future, you change the past. That's why 13.2 is currently affecting the FF2 run. That means 13.2 got all the good luck and stole all of our good luck.
There it is. There's the end. So thank you everybody for watching today.
And FF2.
And please enjoy the rest of the runs that are coming up. And thanks, Kaz, for joining me.
No problem.
Makes it a lot
Thanks for
easier
letting me
to
join.
play when I don't have to focus exclusively on commentary.
And there we go, a save file for post game.
Now we can do Soul of Rebirth.